Northern Plains Heating and Air, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Ackerman S. Fold, Premier Chiropractic, Vibeto Orthodontics, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Jerome's Collision Center, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, Jobbers Moving and Storage, Sport Clips, Shots Crossroads, Planning Team Financial Advisors, ServPro, BNC National Bank, Shields. Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Different hockey venues across the United States of America and Canada are known as spectacular. There's one in the middle of North Dakota that may be the greatest ever. It's the Ralph Engelstad Arena, the Palace on the Prairie, and a place that is unlike any other in the state of North Dakota and anywhere within hundreds of miles. The Ralph Engelstad Arena is home of the North Dakota State Boys High School Hockey Championships. And it starts today here in Grand Forks. Welcome into our Shields pregame show for the showdown in the State High School Hockey Tournament in the quarterfinals. It features the visiting Sheyenne Mustangs at 14-10, the number 3 seed out of the East region, taking on the Minot High Magicians, the number 2 seed from the West at 17-7. High up in the rafters of the Ralph Engelstad Arena, we welcome you into our Shields pregame show here this afternoon alongside of the former University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux, Mr. Matt Morelli. I'm Nick Holberg. Thanks for joining us for the Shields pregame here today. Shields of Minot and Bismarck has everything you need from fishing to fashion. Shop sporting goods, hunting and fishing gear, and so much more at Shields of Minot and Bismarck. They truly have it all. Shields brings you the pregame show, and they're proud to support North Dakota high school athletics. Well, we just saw Grand Forks Red River put it on Jamestown in the opening round of this tournament, 7-0 for the Rough Riders. Now it's Minot High and Cheyenne's turn to be on display here at the State High School Hockey Tournament. We'll bring in my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Morelli. First things first, I'm a little scared of heights. How about you up here? Are you feeling okay this high up? I mean, we're on the second level of this press box. We are, I mean, I'm looking over the top. You don't want to fall from up here, Matt, I'm telling you.
No, I'm not really a fan of the way up here, but I mean, when you're in it's a nice surrounding. These press box might be nicer than most people's houses, but it's a long ways up. You got a great view up here, but I wish we were a little lower, but then again, we're here. We've got to suck it up. It's going to be a good game, and when you walk into this place, if you can't get excited about hockey,
it certainly is something special here in Grand Forks, and this venue is such a storied place with so many great players have come through here. So many great performances, not only at the high school level, but of course for the University of North Dakota, the Fighting Sioux and the Fighting Hawks, and their time being in this Ralph Engelstad Arena. First things first again, how are the rides coming over? I know you made the trip halfway over this morning and this afternoon. Were the roads okay?
Yeah, well, it was good. It's nice to kind of cut the trip down a little bit. Get here, you want to kind of settle in. It's like these guys. I think the hockey players left a little earlier than they were originally planned. They got got in early, get settled in, drop your gear off, and get checked in and relax a little bit. That's all you need to do is just kick back and think about your job. They've all got. It's going to be a tough task today, but we talk about that mentality. We talked about it last weekend a little bit. You've got to have a belief that you can hang with the Eastern teams. If you don't, you're in trouble right off the bat. You got to show up with some confidence. I'm not saying being cocky or anything like that. Just be confident, but confident in your play. Believe in your skill that you can hang with these teams. Keep it close. Give yourself a chance. Come the end of the game, and you get a break here and there, a lucky bounce, greasy goal. We talk about getting a cheap one. That's all you need to give yourself some life, and anything can happen in the state tournament. I tell a lot of guys, just what we did during the season doesn't matter now. You're starting from scratch. You have a chance just like the other 7 teams, but you've got to be ready and you've got to get off to a good start.
It has to be a full 51-minute effort, and that first 5 minutes plays such a factor. Here's my big thing. The foot speed of the teams from the East region. That translates into the decision-making time from the teams in the East region. They're battle-tested. They're ready. They're used to a quick pace against teams like Grand Forks Red River and Grand Forks Central and Davies. I mean, anybody out east, you could put them in the same category. How does Minot and the West region teams in general weather that storm when the foot speed is so much quicker than they're used to from their 20 games that they've already played on the season, boiling down to 51 minutes here today?
Well, I think you've got to get out. You've got to start right out of the gate. You can't wait and say all of a sudden just think you're going to turn on a switch and say, well, okay, we got to get going now. You've got to be ready right away. And I think you got to play physical. I think Minot needs to get out there and slow these guys down. The Eastern teams, you said, full of skill. They're deep. Most of the Eastern teams, they've got such good competition over there with the Fargo teams, the Grand Forks. There's not too many slackers on the Eastern Conference. And playing these guys, you've got to, I think, throw them off their game a little bit. Physical, get in their way, clog up those lanes, the passing lanes, and keeping the, block. We talk about little things, blocking the shots and chipping pucks off the glass up and out. It doesn't have to be a pretty game. You want a hard effort, but it needs to be a consistent game. You can't come to the state tournament. You can't really have a lot of letdowns. You might be able to have a bad shift, but you can't have, say, a bad period. I think one bad period here can put you down. I don't know if sometimes teams can recover from that. They always talk about, you're not going to win it right away, but if you get off to a bad start against these Eastern teams, you can find yourself in a hole early, and it's just sometimes that's got a morale killer. You're on the bench, and we talk about getting maybe that first goal or get the bench, go get the team, get that momentum. You have a big hit, a big physical a hit, and without taking penalties. Minot's got to do a better job, I think, of being disciplined. We can't have those unnecessary penalties, not against these guys. Well, it'll cost us.
Without a doubt. We saw in the first game of the tournament today, Red River scored 26 seconds into the hockey game. The national anthem played. I got a smile on my face. I'm not an East Region hockey fan. I love athletics, and I respect every program in the state, of course, but being a West Region guy myself, coming through the Minot program, you want to see the West have some success at the state tournament. After the national anthem played, the Red River student section had 2 chants. The first chant was, "Where is Central?" because Grand Forks Central didn't qualify for the state tournament.
Oh boy.
Their second chant, right at the puck drop, was, "This one's over." They were already chanting, "This one's over," before they even dropped the puck today. And 26 seconds later, Mikey Coleman goes down and scores, and it's like, oh my goodness. But that, to your point, Matt, really a fast start is a key here today. Let's take a look at that tournament bracket. It's brought to you by our friends at Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Roger Ward can help you with your moving and storage needs. They've been proudly serving the region since 1942. It's Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Number 1, Grand Forks Red River. They're already into the semis for the second straight year. Third straight year, I should say, as they down Jamestown 7-0. This is game number 2 of 4 today. It's Minot High at number 2 in the West region, taking down number 3 in the East, West Fargo Sheyenne. The next matchup we'll have in the ninth session Bismarck Legacy, the number 1 seed from the West region, takes on the number 4 seed from the East, Fargo Davies. And then it's the number 2 seed from the East, South Shanley, taking on the 3 seed from the West, Bismarck Century. There's a look at the tournament bracket. When we come back, we're going to dive further into the numbers of this showdown here today as the Magi and Mustangs get warmed up and ready for the North Dakota State High School Hockey Tournament quarterfinals. We're at the Palace on the Prairie, the Ralph Engelstad Arena. Plenty more to come on our Shields pregame show when we return to Grand Forks. Stick with us here on the PSP Network.
Finding the right bank can be transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
It's water. Boom. Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
40 times the Magi have been to the North Dakota State High School Hockey Tournament. That's more than any other team inside of the West region of North Dakota hockey. 2 times the Mustangs from West Fargo Cheyenne have made the trip to the state hockey tournament. This is year number 2, Matt, as West Fargo Cheyenne is back at the state tournament this year in Grand Forks. Welcome back into our pregame show today as the Magi again at 17-7 take on the 14-10 Cheyenne Mustangs in a rematch of earlier on this year where the Mustangs won by a score of 4-0 over the Magi on their home ice surface. Shields has everything you need from fishing to fashion. Every sporting good underneath the sun. They've got all sorts of stuff at Shields. I'm telling you, you can go in there. We could have a heyday at Shields with
I could spend hours in that store.
Yes, you and I both. Shields brings you the pregame here today. They've got their logo stamped in the ice here at the Ralph Engelstad Arena. Time to take a look at the numbers in the showdown today. They're delivered by our friends at the UPS store. The UPS store located on South Broadway here in the Magic City. Let's start with the visitors today, the Cheyenne Mustangs. This is a hockey team that does have some talent. They're led by an All-East Region selection and Zach Moser. 36 points for him on the year. He's got the team-high 14 goals to go along with his resume on the season. He was All-EDC and a selection on the east side, along with their goaltender Riley Swanson. 2.59 goals against average and a 91.5 save percentage. He is the real deal. And on a team that went 14-10 with matchups against teams like Roseau on the year, you know that a kid that sits on a 9.15 save percentage and a 2.59 certainly is special. He's going to be the X factor of this hockey game here today. They also have Charlie Lashevsky. 20 points for him on the season. Charlie is the son of Dan Lashevsky, who was the goaltender for Minot High back in 1992 when the Magi won the state championship way back in 1992. 26 points on the year for Hudson Ruth. He's a player that we were told to look for here today. And Cooper Klaus, their captain, has 20 on the season. In total, Matt, they've got 3 players with 10 points or more 5 players with 15 points on the season. Let me rephrase that. 3 players with 10 or more goals on the year. 5 players with 15 or more points. They've scored 67 times this season. They've given up 63, a +4 margin on the year. They only average 2.8 goals per game, but they only give up 2.63. It's a team that averages 30 shots per night. They give up 31. They've taken 82 penalties. They've drawn 87. That's 3 penalties per game for the Sheyenne Mustangs and 3.6 for their opponents on the season. Let's look at the Magi, the West Region regular season champions in 2023. Congratulations to John Grubb and Jason Bennett, who were named co-head coaches of the year with Matt Stonkert from Jamestown. Much deserving for John Grubb and Jason Bennett in year number 9. It's a Magi team with 3 players that have 10 goals or more on the season, 8 players with 15 points or more on the year. They've scored 94 goals on the season, Matt, a good number. Outscoring their opponents by 34 because they've only given up 60. That boils down to 3.9 goals per game compared to the 2.5 they give up. Usually good for just about a goal and a half more than their opposition. They fire 32 shots towards their opponents per game, and they only give up 22 shots on average per night. A pretty good number for the Magi. Penalties, well, they've taken 101. That's 4.21 penalties per game. Their opposition takes around 4.5 per game. Here's who they're led by. The youngster Mac Pirelli, 38 points on the season, 15 goals and 23 assists for the 2-time All-West Region player. Keelton Esslinger's got 31 points on the year, 6 points in the regional tournament for Esslinger. That was a big outing for him. Look for him to be big in this tournament. 17 points on the year for the D-man Jackson Radke, 16 for Easton Panasuk, 17 for Bradley, the All-West Region player of the year for the seniors. And then 17 for Brock Jones. He's a question mark today. If Jones does not play for the Magi, what does that do for Minot High?
Well, excuse me, I think they'll have to maybe shuffle a few lines around. You're probably going to plug in a few guys that can pop in there and play on that wing. We've said it before. You have to roll the dice. You're at a state tournament. It's throw everything else out the window. You're trying to win the game. You do it. You're the coaching staff. You are going to do whatever you think is right. I don't think there's a bad decision unless it's something really, really bad where everybody thinks it's a bad decision. But for the most part, they're going to have to try things. You got to experiment. You know, certain guys are going to get a ton of ice time. You have to. That's the way the game is. You put your bet. You're going with odds that your best players can bring something and make something happen out there. Scoring chances, maybe setting guys up. You have to. It sure would be nice though to have a solid game by everybody. Maybe get a little bit of a cushion where you can use everybody. You always want to use everybody. That's why they're here. Those guys have been working hard all year. You want to use your whole bench. I mean, I think it's a feeling out stage on the first maybe half the period where you're going to maybe third of the period where we're going to see what they're going to bring. Cheyenne's going to see what Minot's going to bring. Minot's nice because we got the last change. I think there's got to be some of that in there. You got to think of some strategy, and these guys have been coaching long enough. They know what's going on, but I think there's going to be times during the game where they put their heads together maybe after a period and say, where do we got to make an adjustment? Do we got to maybe switch a guy or two around? And you're going to have to try that. Let's just hope he's okay and can go. Obviously, probably not going to be taking a ton of hits, but just maybe having a senior on your bench for leadership, that's what you need out there.
Should be fun here today. John Grubb, Jason Bennett, and Jordan Willard, 3 of the best to ever play for the Magi. They're on the bench for the Magi. They go against David Benson in his 6th year for the Cheyenne Mustangs. Here's the number that we didn't tell you about yet, and it's an X factor. Blaze Ostrom, the junior, gets the call today. Blaze 9-3 here in his junior campaign. 90%, same percentage, and a 2.1 goals against average. That young man will be looked upon to be a giant today for the Magi. More of the Shields pregame show when we come back to the Ralph Engelstad Arena. When we do, we'll talk to both coaching staffs before this quarterfinal matchup of the state high school hockey tournament. It's the Magi, the 2 seed from the west, taking on the Mustangs, the 3 seed from the east. It could be a slobber knocker today. It could be a runaway train. Either way today, it could be anything, all that more, but we know we've got 51 minutes for sure scheduled, and it comes up next. We'll talk to both coaches when we return to the Ralph Engelstad Arena here in Grand Forks, North Dakota. It is state tournament coverage right here on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Legacy Financial Partners, the Bone and Joint Center. Ask Fitness. Thompson Larson Funeral Home. First Choice Physical Therapy. The Hoopster. KX News. Century Eyewear. 701 Realty. North Country Sportswear. Morelli's Distributing. Qdoba. Jersey Mike's Subs. Nathan Stremick Signal Realty. Eyes on Burdick. Chuppy Health. Subway. The Beaupre Law Firm. Minot's Finest Collision Center. State Farm Paul Siebert. Minot Hockey Boosters. Prestwich Orthodontics. Hub International. The UPS Store. Planet Pizza. Northern Plains Heating and Air. Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Ackerman S. Fold. Premier Chiropractic. Vibeto Orthodontics. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Jerome's Collision Center. Tires Plus. First Western Bank and Trust. Jobbers Moving and Storage. Sport Clips. Shots Crossroads. Planning Team Financial Advisors. ServPro. BNC National Bank. Shields. Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network. It's game day.
Welcome back to our Shields pregame show. We're now joined by the West Fargo Cheyenne head coach, Mr. David Benson. Coach, first things first, congratulations on an appearance in the state high school hockey tournament.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. It's a fun time of the year, and it seems like every single time we're coming to this thing, it's a blizzard.
It certainly is, and inside and out. To get through the East region, what is that really like for us people out west? How much of a grueling gauntlet really is it?
You know, the WDA, I mean, there are some good games going on there too. I mean, I watched quite a few of those games, but the East region this year, I mean, it was just tough. 1 through 6, anybody could beat anybody every single night. I mean, that was every game throughout the entire season. And the East region games, North going 1-0 over us, and then Davies and Central going in double overtime. It was just and then North and Davies going into 4 OTs. I mean, it was a grind, and it was a fun tournament, and it was just a great tournament overall. Fun competition, fun for fans, fun for student sections, but maybe for coaches and players and parents, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but it was a good time.
It certainly seemed to be that way out east this year. You got a goaltender, though, that certainly helps your cause. Touch on the all-EDC player for you and what he means to you coming into the state tournament.
Throughout the entire year, he's just been getting better and better and better. And, I think his defensemen and also, forwards, we have a lot of young players on our team, and they're starting to step it up. But he's just making just simple routine saves, every single game, every single period for us, and his confidence. I mean, it's just, even in practice, it's fun to see him come into his own and just be confident and just continue to grow. And I think his best hockey's still ahead of him.
What do you do here today? What is the game plan, I should say, against the West region? It's no secret that the East just has more foot speed. That decision-making time is so much quicker. How do you try to capitalize on that today against a good-minded high team?
They are good, and they get some solid players. We just need to continue to do what we're doing and just get behind defensemen and just putting pucks on net. Last time we played Minot, we put up 38 shots on them, and that's how we beat them, and that's what we have to do today. Just beat them with our foot speed, and then just get pucks on net.
Sure, appreciate your time. Best of luck here at the tournament.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
That's David Benson, the head coach of the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs. When we come back, we will talk to John Grubb, the co-head coach of the Magi. It's our Shields pregame show for North Dakota high school hockey and state tournament coverage here on the PSP Network. Welcome back to our Shields pregame show. We're now joined by the Minot High co-head coach and the region coach of the year, Mr. John Grubb, before the state tournament matchup today here with West Fargo Sheyenne. First things first, this is just a special time for me, John. Anytime that I get to talk to you at the state hockey tournament, I know it is for you too. First of all, congratulations on all the success this year, making it back to the state tournament, and welcome into what should be a fun weekend.
Yeah, it's been a great season. We've had some ups and downs, but to get here, it's always fun because this is kind of the cap off of it, and see what the kids can do this weekend.
17 wins, 7 losses overall in the year. Halfway through the year, to me, it just felt like maybe there was a little bit of a skid at times that it felt that way. And then at the end of the year, we come out of it and it looks at a 17-7 mark, number 2 in the WDA. You guys win a West Region title. I mean, overall, 8.5 rating. What do you give this season on paper? And at the end of it, you guys really deserve a lot of credit here.
You know, I look back to the beginning of the year, we won a lot of hockey games, but we didn't feel we were playing that well. And then I think it kind of showed its face there in January for a bit. We kind of went on that losing streak. But as of late, the last 2-3 weeks, the boys have been playing some really good hockey. And I think it's just been that progression where we got better as the year has gone on. I thought we played really well last weekend for about 8 out of 9 periods. So, you know, you hope the peak isn't there yet, and today it pushes us over the edge.
It's been kind of fun to see across the board, 15 or more points for your guys on the season. There's 8 of them that have done that on the year. That's quite a bit of distribution on the sheet compared to some other teams. You want to just touch on the depth coming into the state tournament and what that does for your team?
Well, there's been a lot of competition for playing time. We've played a lot of players, and you have to, because we get to this point, this time of year, you have to be able to get 3 lines on the ice with a few extras to fill in here and there, and I think we've done that. And whether you're right, wrong, this is where we're at with it, and we got a lot of kids we can put on the ice.
Should be a fun one today against West Fargo Sheyenne. I asked you this last year, and it's the same song and dance. We get to the West Region. Minot High is always going to be competitive over there, it seems. Then we get to state. The foot speed and the decision-making, to me, are the biggest X factors in these games. What do you do today to try to weather that storm of the quickness and the upscale of quickness that you'll see today from West Fargo Sheyenne?
Well, let's be honest. The competition is better out here. It is what it is, and I think it always takes our kids, a little bit of time to get into the game. And the longer it takes you to get into the game, the more trouble you're in. So I guess lately we've done a good job of not pinching. So I think we have to make sure early to stay out of odd man rush situations where we're giving up close, because this team can really skate. And if we do that, it should be a very good hockey game.
A lot of fun to see a couple guys on the Minot High roster end up with all WDA awards, including the Senior Athlete of the Year, Jackson Bradley. How big is he today in this matchup, going up against a kid that has 36 points in Zach Moser? I would guess that you probably key in on that today.
You do. You're going to try to have him on the ice at all times against their top kids, and especially Moser. And it's going to be a lot's going to be asked of Jackson today, and he's earned it. So let's get out there and we'll put our best players on the ice, and we have to go head-to-head with them.
I'm hoping that Minot High scores more goals here today. Go against the goaltender, Riley Swanson, 91.5% save percentage and a 2.59 goals against average. I only get a smile on my face and joke with you because I brought it up to you before. You don't run the goalie today, do you? Obviously, you can't do that. But what do you do to try to get some more goals generated here in the 5-on-5 play?
We've been doing better as of late, but you got to get to the net. You just have to get to the net, not pass up opportunities. And I think if you can do that, that's the only way you can get a good goalie off. But it seems the longer it goes and a kid gets in the net and he's more comfortable, that's kind of the problem. I think we saw that in the Legacy game in the championship. I think, if we're really on them and we outshoot them 16-3 in the first period, we should probably score 2 or 3. And if you do that, it's probably a different game back there for Miller. But a good goalie like that, we let him settle in, and when goalies settle in, they tend to finish the game.
Final thing for you. What's one memory from the state tournament from your all-time, whether it's coaching, playing as a kid? I mean, I've got so many. I was sharing some of them coming down here. I've been coming to this thing for almost 30 years now, or more than that probably. For you, is there one thing that stands off for that question for you, just as a hockey guy in general?
Yeah, I know as a kid I used to love to come to every game, the first day, the quarterfinal day, and see every team and see their uniforms, and drink Sprite out of the paper cup and eat Twizzlers, and just watch every minute of the hockey and see all these different teams. And as a coach, it's without a doubt 2015. That was a pretty special moment and something that probably keeps you coaching because you want to get this next group of kids the same opportunities.
Sure appreciate your time and best of luck today. Hopefully Cheyenne doesn't come out of the gate like Red River student section did today. They were chanting, "This one's over," before the puck even dropped here today. Gotta love that, don't you?
Hopefully we can do something about that.
Sure appreciate you. That's John Grubb, the co-head coach of the Magi and the co-West Region Coach of the Year. When we come back to our Shields pregame show, we'll dive further into the numbers. It's North Dakota High School Hockey State Tournament coverage here on the PSP Network.
I wasn't really thinking about the shots, honestly. It's just the shots came to me. Derek and Eric especially had some great drives, which led to some great picks. Shout out to them. It feels good.
For you to come out here from a defensive effort against Eagle staff, you're way smaller than him. Obviously, how did you get yourself pumped up for that?
Well, Coach has a thing that says height doesn't measure heart, and I strongly believe in that. I got the heart, and it doesn't matter if I got the height or not.
Love that line. Good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, great job. I don't have the height, but I got the heart. That was a pretty cool sign right there by Jagger Gunville. Back up to you guys.
Yes, and now.
The memories from the state tournament. Man, there's a lot of them for a lot of people, including the gentleman to my right, Mr. Matt Borelli. Before his time at the University of North Dakota, Matt was involved in a game-winning goal that sent Minot High into the state semifinals for the first time ever. Or did that send you into the championship game for the first time ever?
Those semis that we got into the championship on that win.
A big one, nevertheless, for Matt Borelli all the way back in the 80s. Today it's the Magi here in 2023 that take on West Fargo Cheyenne in the quarterfinals of the State High School Hockey Tournament. This one could be a grudge match here today. Cheyenne, the road team, they're big, they're fast, and they're mean. There's some bad blood between these two teams dating back to last year where penalties were handed out at the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena after Minot High cleaned their clock. I believe it was a 6-1 score, if I'm not mistaken, but there were some suspensions handed out in that hockey game. They've played since this year, and that was at West Fargo Cheyenne in a matchup that Minot High ended up losing that hockey game in. Today they come together again, but this time the stakes are much higher. It's the State High School Hockey Tournament and the quarterfinals. Time for today's starting lineups. They're delivered by Prestwich Orthodontics. Confidence in your smile and your game is a win-win at Prestwich Orthodontics. Free virtual consultations and financing options are available at Prestwich Orthodontics. Let's look first at West Fargo Cheyenne. Their starting lineup looks like this. They go in goal with Riley Swanson, kid that sits at a 91.5% save percentage and a .259 goals against average. Glinke along with Christensen are on the defensive line. It's Cooper Klaus with Charlie Laszowski up front as forwards with Trace Stocker. Now for the Magi, they start with Blaze Ostrom in goal today. Blaze sits on a 9-3 record in his junior campaign, 90.2% save percentage with a 2.1 goals against average. He's going to be big here today. On the back end for the Magi, they're all West Region Senior Athlete of the Year. Jackson Bradley will start along with Brock Matson, the junior D-man. Up front, a pair of all West Region selections. Mackley Morelli, who leads the team in scoring with 38 points, starts up front. On the wing, Jersey Abrahamson and Kelton Esslinger get the start here today. Esslinger, the other all-region player. Abrahamson on the year for the Magi. 16 points in his junior campaign. And Esslinger on the season has put together some good numbers, certainly in the region tournament. 31 points for him on the year. 6 points in that region tournament. Matt, any butterflies here today for you? Obviously, you and I are both here wanting to see West Region success and see good hockey in general, but butterflies have to be there for anybody in this game here today. That's the beauty of state tournament time.
Well, I mean, it's you got to have some. I mean, you wouldn't be normal if you probably didn't have a little bit. I like to keep calm and cool. I'm sure the players, it's a different story for those guys. They're they're all jacked up, and they've been waiting for this all year, and your goal is to get here. But we talk about it. Don't just be happy with that. You know, do more. Let's think bigger and better. You take one game at a time, but this should be the only thing that's been on your mind since last Saturday after that West Region wrapped up. Win this first game and get into the winner's bracket. That's what you want to do. That should be what everybody thinks about. Now you got to play like you want to be playing tomorrow night.
And it's all the way down to the final 2 seconds before we drop the puck, which means guess what? Time for our opening faceoff today, delivered by 701 Realty and Andrew Goodmanson. He likes to check in at tournament time. He forgot it was tournament time, though. Here's what he had to say. Ready for this? And as Andrew Goodmanson would say, before the quarterfinals of the state high school hockey tournament, the year was 1964, and Ford started producing the Mustang. Guess what? They could have named it the Cougar, which would have been a lot more preferable, but Mustang will do. Oh, we're playing hockey, too. Good luck, Magi. Thank you, Goody, for checking in. 701 Realty would have preferred the Cougar over the Mustang, but 6 generations later of Mustangs, here we are, and West Fargo's got a group of them here. Different, of course, a hockey team instead of a motor vehicle. Butted high from the right to the left. In their white uniforms with maroon helmets, pants, and gloves. It's Sheyenne in blue with orange from the left to the right. We're underway from the Ralph Fingelstein Arena in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Welcome into state tournament hockey coverage on the PSP Network. Nick Holberg and Matt Morelli on the call here today as the Magi at center. Dump it down into the zone here with Morelli. Puck comes back away to the D-man. Here Christensen, he moves it away to the far wing, and he pushes it up to center. This one touched by the Magi, a deal. Comes all the way down into Magi territory where Radke's in after it. Radke back up to center, got it to Abrahamson, hammered it into the zone. The Magi go for a wholesale change, then frees some space here for Weber, the D-man for the Mustangs. He moved it up to center, went off for Bradley. Now with the real estate at center, here comes Eli Hansen into the zone, comes back to Swangstu. Puck comes away to the near side wing for the Mustangs. They can't clear the zone. Hansen's got it. He skates it to the top of the circle, lost it there. Swangstu soccered it into the zone, but he has to wait to touch up odd sides. Puck comes back away down to the Mustangs. Far side wing, back to center ice, right at the blue line. Hansen takes it back, and Eli Hansen has it. It dumps it down into the Mustang end where it lays behind the all-EDC selection. Riley Swanson, the netminder. Puck comes back away on the near wing. Mustangs again from the left to the right, have space up to center as they move and groove and dump it from the far corner to the near as Moser sent it down. It's picked up here by the Magi as Tegan Strand moved it back to Brock Manson. Manson sent it around the end boards, and it goes away to Finley Bentz on the far side wing. At the half wall blocker side of Ostrom, puck's tied up down in the corner. Handled here by the Mustangs. They move it free to the near side line. Glinke's got it. He sends it off the wall and right back in where Strand regathers. No shots on goal yet. We're just about 2 minutes into the quarterfinals of the state hockey tournament. Puck comes off of Manson's take. Then it's taken down to the corner from Trey Stalker. In after it is Bradley. Bradley starts the motor from his own D end up to center ice. Comes down to Strand, make that Finley Bentz. He hammers it in, took a big bounce off the end boards. Comes up to Pickard at center, and Pickard will just dump this in. We've played just about 2.5 minutes straight here without a face-off or a whistle. Now we get one as the puck goes up and into the seats. And we'll tell you that today's officials are Casey Mack on the lines with Cole Jurek. Arden Blair's the referee, along with one of my favorites in the entire state of North Dakota, Tyler Liffrig. Liffrig's here, and that's good news, Matt, because that means we're going to have a fair officiated hockey game today. That is a guarantee. One of the best in the business. A lot of work in the college ranks as well for Tyler Liffrig. Puck comes back behind the net of Swanson. On the near side, up to center ice come the Mustangs. They're going to push and move and groove down into Minot high territory. Their captain, Klaus, sent it in. Radke gathered, sent it around the wall. Held it on the far side wing. Radke's got it back, reversed to the near side. Morelli's lined back out. Morelli just slings this one up to center. That rolling puck comes down, not far enough for an icing. Nice play there for Morelli. And the Magi have room now with Radke in the offensive zone. Sent it out front, all bouncing puck. Came back away there to Abrahamson. Couldn't get it to Morelli. Sent it off the wall back in behind the net. Nobody's registered a shot yet. 3 minutes on the dot into the opening period here today at the Ralph. Puck comes back up to center, comes to Radke. He's right at center ice. He'll dump this one down in behind the net of Swanson. Back behind the net, taken here by the Mustangs. They've got room now with Weber. And Weber goes up to center. Lead pass is going to be too far. And we'll have an icing that's brought to you by our friends at Planet Pizza. Planet Pizza, 701-852-1700. Try that Blue Buffalo Pizza today at Planet Pizza. 13:43 to play in the opening period. Scoreless, good tempo early on here.
Yeah, for sure. It's back and forth. I think neither team wants to get to take any chances. It's been a couple sloppy plays, but I think the puck's not settling down a little bit, it's bounced around. But everybody will settle in. It'll be just fine.
Minot High doesn't look like they're against the buzzsaw that we saw in the opening round last year that was Fargo Davies. Minot High was forced to play the trap game quite a bit. John Grubb told me today that Minot High plans on playing a straight-up game back and forth with Cheyenne here today. Not necessarily a pond hockey game, but not that rough it up, ice it down trap game that sometimes you have to play against these region teams. Puck comes away on the near side wing. Up to center, backhand pass, came away from Coleman, got it up to Brock Jones. He's in the lineup here today, but playing with an injured shoulder. Look out, in the other way by himself. Brock Manson comes over and slides across, makes an excellent play, frees it up to center. The Magi are in here with Panasuk. Panasuk will take and fire, just sent it wide on the glove side. He had an excellent opportunity there, had D coverage on him, but the first shot just missed for the Magi. No shots registered yet in the hockey game. 12:48 to play, opening period. Mustangs back in, 2-on-1. Down into the corner, came off the skates of Bradley on a nice defensive play. Puck is freed here for the Magi. They go up to center with it now, and it's taken here by Tegan Strand, who walks it ahead. He goes over the center ice line, then the blue line. He was tripped up on the play. Minot High wanted a call. They're not going to get one. Bradley brings it back in. The D-man Bradley takes it down. Bradley walks it out. Oh, tried to use the backhander to send it in. He missed the net. Puck comes back away on the near side wing, half wall. Puck's tied up here. Bradley lost his stick. You heard that hit the ice. Comes back away to the line. Pickard darts it down to the corner. That one in on goal. Save. Rebound loose in the blue paint. And oh, Swanson was there. Covers it up. But Minot High, like sharks in the water, almost made it 1-0 on their first shot on goal that resulted in a rebound. But Swanson covered it up.
If you're Minot, you've got to get those pucks deep. You can't be turning the puck over at the Cheyenne's blue line. If you don't have a play, just chip it in the corner and let your teammates get after it. You can't. That's not the time to try to beat 2 or 3 guys stick handling. Just play this. Make the smart play.
Saucer down there from Esslinger as the clear attempt didn't clear the zone. Shot on by Abrahamson. He missed the net. Puck comes free down to the near side. Morelli goes across. Got it over to Esslinger. Fires it in. Big pad save. Juicy rebound up front. Comes back away down at the line. Freeman's got it here. Freeman trying to stick it down to the corner. Taken away by the Mustangs. They go up to center with Rogan. Rogan lead pass ahead. They carry down. Pickard makes a hit. Morelli comes in and takes care of his man, Rogan. And the puck's going to be freed down Esslinger again. And Esslinger trying to get fancy down to the corner. Now he's got real estate. Esslinger back to Morelli. Morelli's going to come up to center with it. Dump and chase for the Magi as all 5 go off for the change. And the Fresh Horses are out for the number 2 seed out of the West region as here come the Mustangs back through center. Puck's taken down here by the Magi. It's dumped into the zone by Hansen. Comes up to center where Deal gathers. He'll dump it in. That one goes into the hands there of Glinke. And Glinke moves it forward, sends it all the way down. We'll have an icing on the play with 11:04 to play here in our opening period. Nobody on the BNC National Bank scoreboard just yet. It's scoreless at the Ralph Engelstad Arena. Big thanks again to the UPS store located on South Broadway in the Magic City. The UPS store for all your packing and shipping needs. Feel like they could deliver a couple safety harnesses for us up here. I'm telling you, man, I'm scared of heights, and leaning over this rail on this chair with wheels, I'm feeling just a little uneasy, Matt. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's like an airline seat. I'd like to know where that bag is.
That's exactly right.
Just in case.
Just in case. Puck comes up to center now where the Magi are going to regather it here. There's a scrub right in front of the penalty box. The Ralph Engelstad Arena, by the way. Both benches in between the blue line. And center ice in between the blue lines, I should say. Penalty box on the opposite side of the ice surface, so the teams are side by side here. Puck comes down into the offensive zone here for the Mustangs. It swings to freeing it to Brock Manson. Manson got it away to the far side. Taken away, Mustangs out front. Here's a drive. Ostrom save. Rebound side of the net. Tucked down. Nice save. Ostrom. Oh, it's in his pads. Came away there for Eli Hansen as he cleared the zone. And then the Magi escape and send it out. First shot of the game for the Mustangs. A good one. They've got a rush coming again. This is Klaus into the catching mitt. And Ostrom goes down and hangs on for his second shot and save of this hockey game.
Mine's got to be a little bit, they got to do a little bit better job on their line change. You're coming off when the play is in the neutral zone. That's not the time. All Cheyenne's going to do is just make a long pass or a cross-ice pass for an open guy. That's, come on, we got to be a little bit better than that. Be smarter. You're not going to get away with that stuff in the state tournament.
Face off on Blaze. Ostrom's blocker side. Off the draw, Cheyenne wins it, but the puck's going to be freed here on the near wing where it comes back away into the possession of the Mustangs. Tied up, and now they send it ahead forward. Taken here by Deal. Deal's got it. He tried to feed Panasuk. Comes all the way down to the other end of the ice surface, 200 feet away, and an icing on the play, and that icing will bring us to a media timeout inside of the Ralph Engelstad Arena. 9:49 left in the opening period. Nobody's on the BNC National Bank scoreboard just yet. We've got ourselves a feeling out process happening here at the Ralph Engelstad Arena. Scoreless with the Mustangs and the Magi, the state quarters of the state hockey tournament.
Remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Finding the right bank can be transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
While we talk about memories at the Ralph Engelstad Arena, the new and the old, one of my best memories all time was right here in this venue. Kate Ends, Quinn Fuchs, and Hayden Schwartz helped the Magi break a 22-year drought of getting into the semifinal round. They beat Red River that night here at the Ralph Engelstad Arena 5-4. What a slobber knocker that game was, and that was an overtime thriller that Hayden Schwartz put to the top shelf. Will we see more theatrics like that and drama today here at the quarterfinals? Mustangs have the puck. They carry into Minot High territory. Here's a drive coming right in front of Ostrom. He goes down. He's going to hang on to it, and the faceoff will come on Blaze's blocker side.
Yeah, that's a smart play by the defenseman. Your Minot, when something's put on your goalie and it's bounced around or deflection, you don't try to knock it down. Just let the goalie take care of it. He's doing his job. He's not going to tell his defenseman what to do other than direct traffic and tell him somebody's in front of him, but let the goalie freeze it, get a whistle. That's usually what we need.
Tyler Hagan photography here at the state tournament, by the way. Puck's out front in front of the Magi. Nice deep play coming there from Bradley. He poked it down to the corner, but the Mustangs have it again. Shot's going to be fired back away to the far wing. On the wall, it's taken down in deep. Ruth has it here. Hit up by Manson. Mustangs going to work. Far wall. Puck's out of the corner. That speed is there for Moser, but it's taken back by the Magi. Bradley's got it here. Shuffled with a backhand up to Morelli. Poked it free. This is a 3-on-1 for the Magi. In comes Esslinger with it. He'll turn it, fire. Oh, he missed the net on the blocker side.
Oh, boy, you've got to take a look. You got two guys with you. Make a play, or if you're going to take a shot, you better make sure that's on net.
Puck goes up into the safety mesh there at a stop in the play with 8:42 left here in the opening period. Nobody scoring on the BNC National Bank scoreboard just yet. Tyler Hagan for photography is here again with game action shots of the state high school hockey tournament. You'll see those on our social media. Tyler Hagan photography, and those photos powered here today by our friends at Bullet Transmission. Bullet Transmission of Minot, North Dakota, locally owned and operated since 2015. Bullet Transmission is your one-stop shop for transfer case differential and transmission repairs. Give Rob a call today at 852-7728, and you'll be back on the road in no time with Bullet Transmission. Great opportunity for the Magi. Esslinger just sailed it wide on the 3-on-1. We go back the other way now as the puck's fired in from the Mustangs on the far wing. Underneath the net, they get it again. Blocker side of Ostrom. Underneath Onegrenski's office. It's worked here by Cooper Klaus. He goes back to the point. D-to-D pass comes across. Ostrom blocker save. Down to the corner again. Shot came in. Blaze goes down. He'll hang on to it with 7:54 left in our opening period. We've got some pushing and shoving in front of the Minot cage. We're still scoreless. Well, the feeling out process is officially over, I would say, and now we're into the flow of the state high school hockey tournament for both teams as some words have been exchanged. So have 7 shots, 4 for the Mustangs, 3 for the Magi. Nobody breaking the ice just yet as Esslinger's line with Morelli comes back out. Abrahamson on the other wing. And on the other side with the puck and dumping it down into the zone of the Mustangs, it's the line of Ruth. He's out. This would be their top unit. Ruth underneath the net. Ruth's got it away to the far wing at the half boards. Met there by Abrahamson, taken away. He just slings this one across the neutral ice zone. Comes back here. Morelli's got it. He's into the zone. Got it to Esslinger. Oh, they're offsides. Got a stop on the play. Brings a face-off back into the neutral ice territory.
I think Minot's just got to do a little bit better job of connecting on passes. They're making hard passes, but sometimes you're panicking and you got time. It's got to be, come on, let's connect. Let's start making a little bit better passes. It's the effort, the thought is there, but we're just missing out and kind of misfiring on some of those.
In the pregame, we talked to John Grubb about the foot speed and being engaged in this game early on. Do you feel Minot High has been equal to that task so far?
I think so, yeah. I think it's just been back and forth. It's kind of wide open. Nobody wants to do anything real risky.
Puck comes back away now here to the Mustangs. Into the offensive zone, getting fancy with it out front. Pass there from Zach Moser, but it's taken by the Magi. 2-on-2 drill for the Magicians as Morelli brought it in, trying to go back to Esslinger. Esslinger came back across the middle of the zone, and the puck's going to be freed. Now up at the line where the Mustangs have it. They're out of their own end. Forward they come into Minot High territory. Back up top here for Ruth. Sends it down to the corner. Give and go. Moser sent it towards the net. He was wide because Bradley was on top of him. And now Finley Bentz has the motor on. He goes coast to coast. Bentz will take it down underneath the net. Bentz is going to be met there by the D-man. That frees the puck on the near side wall. And it's up to center where Freeman took it. He dumped it in. Minot has to touch up on the onside. 6:20 to play. Opening period. Puck shot all the way down here by the Mustangs. And an icing on the play with 6:17 left in the first. Scoreless hockey game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Well, I think your Minot so far so good, but we probably need some more. We probably got to get a few more shots. Got to get the offense, get that forecheck rolling. Minot's success is when they're aggressive, getting that second guy in there and banging away, creating opportunities.
Dumped in by the Magi to the far side wing, left side of your radio dial. If you're listening here today, here's a high riser. That one from Coleman towered up. Didn't touch anybody, I don't think, and it went up into the protective mesh. And a face-off coming back on the blocker side of the netminder, Swanson.
No, I think he got a piece of it. Had to, because otherwise it's still down in their zone. But yeah, he got just enough of it to put it up in the net.
Good call, Matty. 6:04 to play in the first. Off the draw, face-off one back here. Freeman tattooed it towards the net blocker, save Swanson. Swanson's got all black goaltender gear on today. Kind of like that old school look. He looks mean down there. The all EDC selection of the blue paint for the Mustangs. Has seen 4 shots on goal from the Magi so far. He's been equal to all of them. Blaze Ostrom, same thing for him, 4-4. Other shots and saves on his stat line here today. Mustangs free the puck to the far side wing in their own D zone. They push to center. Right over center ice it comes. The dump and chases on. First one in is Radke. Radke sends it away to the corner. Didn't get anything on it. Comes back away into the near side circle. Here's a drive on goal. Ostrom made the save. Back underneath the net. Ostrom down on the pillows. Hangs onto it with the left leg. As right on top of him. The opportunity was there. But Blaze Ostrom makes a save.
Probably not textbook with your sticking your leg out behind you. But hey, sometimes when there's pressure, just get a whistle. Get a whistle.
We get a whistle inside the Ralph as well. Media timeout here. 5:20 to play. Opening period. It's scoreless on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. The Magi and the Mustangs deadlocked.
Stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with the hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's a spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
State tournament coverage on the PSP Network. Brought to you by our friends at Planet Pizza. 701-852-1700. They will deliver as you listen at the office here today or wherever you may be. Planet Pizza, try that Blue Buffalo Pizza. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. Planet Pizza proudly serving the Magic City for nearly 25 years. It's Planet Pizza, home of the 30-inch Galactic, mouth-watering chicken wings, the stuffed breadsticks, and my favorite, the Blue Buffalo. They truly are out of this planet. Puck's taken by the Magi. Their own DN. They push up to center, but it's now the Mustangs with possession back in their own territory. On the far wall from the left to the right, here come the Mustangs into Magi territory. Deal first one in after it. He scored his first goal of the season in the region tournament. A big goal in the championship game on the power play. Puck comes back away to the Mustangs, out to center and right back in. Shot in on Blaze Ostrom from the right wing, and Ostrom goes down onto the pillows. He'll make the save, his 7th of the game, and we're still scoreless with 4:49 to play in the first. We are way up here at the Ralph Engelstad Arena, the press box. There's 2 levels of this press box. We're on the highest, right next to Bob Gillen from North Dakota High School Hockey.com. He'll join us in our first intermission here today. Oh, that one rattled the bar off the faceoff. It came out, and it was gunned in. Zach Moser almost had his 37th point of the year, Matt, but he hit the bar. Puck comes back away down to the Mustangs on the near wing, and Stalker sends it in. That one was stopped by Ostrom, but it was Moser that hit the goal pipe. It was almost 1-0.
You can't give that guy any extra time to shoot. You've got to get right in his face, block those shooting lanes.
Off the drop, defensive end for the Magi. Puck's freed up to center. Comes away now to Abrahamson. He's into the zone. Top unit out for the Magi. Esslinger sends it down back behind the net. Comes back away now here to Moser. Moser looks up towards center. Taken there by the Magi and Bradley. But Bradley sent it into the Mustang bench. So we'll have a stop of the play. Here with 4:21 left in our opening period. Scoreless on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
We had some opportunities, but we're just missing the net. Come on, these games, everything's got to be on net. There's no time to you now to be missing the net. It's got to be net, rebounds.
The old way of the Bismarck High Demons and Mike Peluso, where anything is on the net. You get across center ice, you don't have any other options, just fire it in on goal. Anything can happen. Right now, the Magi only have 4 shots on the netminder Swanson, who's an all-East region player. 9 for the Mustangs. Nobody scored yet. And we'll have a face-off coming on Blaze Ostrom's blocker side. Strands in to take the draw. He goes in against Hudson Ruth. 2 units here for the Mustangs are going to get plenty of work here today. They'll mix in a third line, but that's basically what you'll see from West Fargo Cheyenne. Puck's taken here, dumped in by Minot High Strand. He walked over the blue line and sent it down. Minot High will take it with a face-off coming on the netminder's blocker side with 3:59 to play in a scoreless first. Nick Holberg, Matt Morelli on the call today from the Ralph Engelstad Arena. Big thanks again to John Grubb taking some time before the game at our coach's corner, and David Benson in his 6th year as the head coach of the Mustangs. David Benson, originally from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, playing junior gold hockey in his days back in Sioux Falls. Puck comes away down to the Mustangs. They're in offensive territory. Minot High's blocker side of Ostrom. Top of the circle it comes. Here's a drive coming. Tipped in front, loose. Right to the slot. Puck comes back away. Still a scrum. Shot save. Oh, out in front. Ostrom goes down. A flurry was there coming, and the puck was wrangled and sent towards the net. It was Jaden Rogan that sent it in, and Rogan looking for his 5th goal of the year, but Blaze Ostrom equal to the challenge with his 10th save.
Well, when you're in front of the net, you pick up a guy, and you got to get their stick up. You tie their stick up. Don't let them have any shots in the high slot.
Off the draw. Batson back over to Bradley. He starts the rush up to center. Now Bradley creates some space with the long reach, walks over center ice. The checkered red stripe here at the Ralph, and he sends it down to the corner. Swikes to from behind the net, sent it out front. Oh, Jones was there. Stick came on it from the Mustangs, and the puck was too high for Swankstu and Jones to gather on the game of catch there, but Swangstu's got it here. Bottom of the circle up top. Bradley looks to send it in. Oh, high riser. He missed the net there. Puck comes back away now where it's going to go on the near side wing. Sent back in behind the net. Underneath the goal comes away now to Bradley. Bradley's tied up in deep. Is on him is Stalker. Bradley still has it. Puck's going to be free down to Swangstu. Trying to feed Jones far wall. At the half boards, Minot D zone. Puck is freed again. Shot on goal. Save out in front as Trey Stalker again fired another shot there, the 12th of the game. But still, we stand scoreless with 2:38 to play in the opening period. Stick save, and then hanging on to it was Blaze Ostrom.
We've got to get those shots on net. We got a shot from the point. They've got to be low. We keep shooting too high. It's tough to deflect shots when they're up so high. They got to be down low.
Off the draw comes away to the near side wing. Bumped ahead forward. Uh-oh, that one got past the go-to gun. Moser came all the way back into Minot High territory. Puck's freed back up to center on the lead pass. Now rushed ahead here by the Mustangs. Morelli back, got a stick on it, freed it now. And up to center it comes again for the Magi. Esslinger, the one-man aggressive forechecking as the D-to-D passes on here for the Mustangs, who go back behind their own net to create real estate here to the near side for Rogan. Rogan's down and deep with Morelli on top of him. Forced it away to the far side. Colton Rogan's got it again. Lead pass on the stretch was there up to center. Back in with it is Moser. Taken away by Deal. He tries to spin it out of the zone. Now Morelli's got it. And here's Mac Morelli. Makes a move at center. He's in over the blue line. Morelli's going to walk in. Another move out in front to drive. Oh, he sent it wide. Here's Esslinger. Takes it from behind the net and pitchforked it up over the goal. Comes back away on the far side wall. Pushed out to center. Mustangs move it back into the neutral ice territory, where Bradley sent it to the near side, tried to feed it over to the near wing, but there was a change for the Magi. Meanwhile, in with a drive, save, rebound shot. Oh, what a save from Blaze Ostrom. He comes across, makes a diving play. He's going to hang on to it. Then a player comes in with the stick. Blaze is on top of him. So is Morelli. We've got a full-on Donnybrook. Out comes Rogan without a helmet. Mac Morelli coming out like a pit bull, who's still in the net now. And the conversation will continue with Tyler Liffrig and Blaze Ostrom, the Minot High goaltender, who just made the save of the state hockey tournament. Watch this play on the big screen, Matt. Rebound came out in front after Ostrom made the save, and the net was tucked back towards the net. Blaze covered it up, and then charging in there was Jaden Rogan. After the whistle had blown, he pushed the puck into the net, but it caught Blaze underneath. And the conversation continuing between the Cheyenne Mustangs and the Minot Magicians here. It's rowdy now with 1:28 left in a scoreless first.
That should have been a penalty on Cheyenne. You come in that late digging for a rebound. That should be an easy call for a referee. You're asking for trouble. That guy's asking for trouble. We're going to tear his head off next time he does that.
Nobody into the penalty box. They let him play old school. It's prison rules at the Ralph early in the first. Puck comes away now to Finley Bentz on the far wing. Bentz has it here. Fires it up to center. Got it to Panasuk. He sent it down into the offensive corner on the blocker side. Puck's going to be taken underneath the net where it's swept away to the near side by Glinke. Sends it up on the wall near wing to Lashovsky. Up to center come the Mustangs. This is a 2-on-2 in from the near side wing. It's Klaus. Sent it out in front. Oh, what a save, Blaze Ostrom. Hello, glove save from Ostrom, and he keeps it scoreless. Puck's in the Minot High defensive end. Pushed away to the far wing. Taken here by Finley Bentz. Fanned on his clear attempt. Mustangs have it down in deep. Minot High D zone off to Radke. Radke got it on the wall near side. Then it's going to be flipped up to center. We're underneath a minute to play here in the opening period. 34 seconds to be exact as the Magi push it in. This one comes in on Swanson, the goaltender. All right, kids, get ready to count them down. We're at 25 seconds to play opening period. Nobody's on the scoreboard yet, but the shots are now 14-5 Cheyenne. Puck comes away here off the wall. That's Manson, sends it all the way down. And with 14.6 to play in the opening period, another opportunity will come here for Cheyenne with an offensive zone faceoff coming here on Blaze Ostrom's blocker side.
Mine's just got to do a better job of connecting on those. If you're going to dump it out, you have some time. Just regroup. Maybe take a turn, go back behind the net, but you're throwing icing. You don't want to have put your team down in an offensive faceoff late in the period.
Drive comes in, high riser missed from the point, 9 seconds. Kids cut him down, we're at 8, now 7. Here's Morelli up to center. He's gonna dump this one off ahead, 3 seconds, now 2. Horn's gonna sound, and we will be through 1 period of play at the Ralph Engelstad Arena with a scoreless hockey game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Zeros on the board. 14 shots for the Mustangs, 5 for the Magi. Minot High maybe weathering the storm of that first period. Matt, quickly your thoughts on the first.
No, I think it was too bad. You take that, now you got a period, like you said, you got a period under your belt. You shouldn't be nervous anymore. You're done with that. You can't use that excuse anymore. It's like time to get back to aggressive play, physical. Minot had some chances where we just weren't making good passes, kind of a little bit sloppy in our own zone. Cheyenne's had the better of the chances, a little bit more shots. Minot kind of got maybe a couple breaks there. Osher made a couple big saves. That's what you need. Feed off that. You need your goalie to be hot at in every game, but especially the first game. They know you can play with these guys. But let's settle down, get back to the hockey they want to play, aggressive, getting some offensive chances. We had a lot of chances. A couple few we missed the net on. You got a 3-on-1. Man, it's got to be on net, or you got to make a pass to somebody that is going to hit the net.
Through 1 period of play here at the Ralph Engelstad Arena. It's a scoreless game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. We'll come back to our first intermission report, brought to you by Premier Chiropractic, focused on improving the overall health of Minot and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. It's PremierChiropracticND.com. Through 1 period, scoreless on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. We'll break it down when we come back to the Ralph.
Presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Legacy Financial Partners, the Bone and Joint Center, Ask Fitness, Thompson Larson Funeral Home, First Choice Physical Therapy, The Hoopster, KX News, Century Eyewear, 701 Realty, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Qdoba, Jersey Mike's Subs, Nathan Stremick Signal Realty, Eyes on Burdick, Chuppy Health, Subway, the Beaupre Law Firm, Minot's Finest Collision Center, State Farm Paul Siebert, Minot Hockey Boosters, Prestwich Orthodontics, Hub International, the UPS Store, Planet Pizza, Northern Plains Heating and Air, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Ackerman S. Fold, Premier Chiropractic, Vibeto Orthodontics, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Jerome's Collision Center, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, Jobbers Moving and Storage, Sport Clips, Shots Crossroads, Planning Team Financial Advisors, ServPro, BNC National Bank, Shields. Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
I'm a grateful person on a lot of levels. I've been given so many great opportunities. But most of all, even as a little kid, I was taught a set of values. Like tools for life, hard work, responsibility, and the key to making it all work, commitment.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Ackerman Esvold, your neighbors, friends, and family who are working for you. The local team with local availability and accountability for all of your engineering, architecture, environmental, transportation, and land development needs. Your project can rely on Ackerman Esvold. Find them online at ackermanesvold.com. When you start your project, talk with Ackerman Surveying and Associates. Our experienced surveying team guides you in the right direction with planning, platting, and lot and boundary surveys. The trusted name in land surveying, the trusted name in architecture and engineering is Ackerman Surveying and Ackerman Esvold. Find them at ackermanesvold.com.
What you're witnessing actually happens. This is a sad story about bad math.
Bad math?
Does your online company include mounting?
You can't beat the online pricing.
When you add the mounting, the shipping, and all the extras, it's just simple math. We guarantee the lowest prices. Our Plus plan is simply better, a less expensive way to buy tires. Thinking tires? Think Tires Plus.
One period in the books of the quarterfinal matchup between the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs and the Minot Magicians. Scoreless at the end of one on our BNC National Bank scoreboard. This is high school hockey and the state tournament coverage on the PSP Network. Welcome into our Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. Premier Chiropractic focused on improving the overall health of Minot and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. Premier Chiropractic ND.com. It's our family's choice for chiropractic care in the Magic City. I'm going to bring in a special guest right now, good friend of mine, good friend of North Dakota hockey and high school hockey. It's Mr. Bob Gillen, founder of North Dakota High School Hockey.com. Wears plenty of hats as well as the Mesa Arena general manager. First things first, Bob, welcome in. Thank you so much for doing what you do. Are you glad to be back at another state tournament? Your busiest time of the year, I'd have to assume.
Especially this year. We had West Region at the Mesa this last weekend, and my two managers, Larry and Brandon McFall, and I think we had almost 70 hours in 3 days.
Wow.
And then a couple days off, and now we're here, and then next week we have the girls' state tournament at the Mesa, so another 70-hour 3 days. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's great time of the year, and just exciting to see these young athletes and teams compete, the last week here after 4 months of hard play.
We could talk to you about a million different things and a million different angles here. Let's go back to last week, though, and to next weekend with the girls' state tournament coming to the Pepsi rink. First things first, people don't understand how much work goes into keeping the ice surface playable with varsity-level games back to back to back to back. How much work really is that, Bob, and what is that like, trying to gauge that to make sure your ice surface is manageable for those matchups?
Yeah, and it's difficult, but the thing is, Larry McFall does a fantastic job. I don't handle the ice, and he and Brandon are my two lead guys. But the big thing is we try to keep our bowl around 60 degrees, which is a little bit warmer than most rinks. And with that, then you get the fans in, so it shoots up to about 68. But we have a compressor in the Pepsi rink there that is supposed to handle 2 sheets, and it just handles the one, so we can recover pretty quickly. But we're pretty particular in the ice sheet that we want to have, and we don't like having a lot of skating grooves. And when you have tournaments like this, you don't have time in between the games to do the maintenance that you'd really like to do. So at the end of the night, they have to go out and they have to do their edge, and they go and shave down and reapply water and build it back up and really baby it. And then the next morning, you're doing some more maintenance. But in between the games, you just don't have a lot of time. And so we try not to do stuff before a tournament, and then afterwards I don't have games anymore. This year we had to have a makeup girls game. We try not to have games after, just so our crew can get out of there and get some rest, but at the same time we can get some maintenance done at night too and get that ice sheet back in play.
You guys go from last weekend, a little bit of a weekend off, not necessarily a weekend off, but not quite the schedule of WDA hockey, and then you crank it right back up next week. Congratulations on girls state hockey coming to the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena. I know you had some major workings in that. Tell us, first of all, how excited are you to see that girls tournament somewhere besides where the boys is, where they're playing at the same time, so the girls not getting the coverage that they deserve and the right ice times and all that stuff. How do you feel about having it? Congratulations with that, by the way.
Yeah, we're really excited, and the Minot Park District is fully working 100% with the Minot Public Schools and North Dakota High School Activities Association. So we're going to, as we always do, but we're going to roll out the red carpet and really set the bar high in case they're going to do a 2-year trial. They're going to do one in the East tier next year, and then they're going to go back to the coaches and say, do you want to go back with the boys, or do you want to stay with your own single weekend state tournament? And if they decide to go that route and they want to keep it at a central place, we hope that we did a good enough job this first time around, and that they'll consider us again, on an every year basis or every other year at least. But I think it's going to be fun, and there's a lot of critics out there that are saying there's going to be no one there, and the boys crowd would always go over during period breaks and watch the girls. They're not going to have that, but I think we'll be surprised. I think, just looking at the West region versus the East region crowds for boys, I think the West just seems to follow teams a little bit more than the East sometimes when it comes to tournaments, and I think they'll be surprised when they get there. And we're doing our best to get the word out to the community to get out and support these athletes and really show our true colors to make this tournament a success so that they want to come back.
I have to tell you, I cover everything from state baseball to region volleyball, all the way to state basketball, hockey, you name it. That WDA tournament last week, and I'm not just saying this because you're sitting next to me, that's the best run tournament around, and you guys really deserve a lot of credit. Everybody involved at Pepsi Rink and Mesa Arena. What is it about that rink that makes that the prime place for that tournament? I mean, I've got a list, but in your mind as the manager of it, what makes that place the place to be? Well,
I think for high school athletics, Nick, it's the right size. I mean, you look here, I mean, this is the premier. I mean, everyone wants to be here, but it's too big. And we might have a nice crowd in our rink, of 1,900 people, but it's just, it's empty in here, and that doesn't give you that tournament atmosphere. And even some of the games at the Shields, which is a fantastic facility, and it's great to have that there too. I think sometimes some of these games get too big, but as you saw, most of the games that we had at WDA felt like it was a packed house, and it was, having that intimate. We've got a jumbotron scoreboard like the Ralph and Shields has, and we give every team a locker room for the weekend, which some of these bigger venues can't do. And I just think that we just have that kind of that smaller venue, and it really gets loud in there. And I think we had almost 1,500 people for that championship between Legacy and Minot last Saturday, and that was just loud and exciting, and the students were involved. And the only thing we were missing were the pep bands. I wish we had the pep bands back. But no, I think that we're going to do our best job that we do. And one of the biggest compliments I can get is, I had some fans from other towns that came up when I was cleaning, didn't know who I was, just saw that I had a Mesa staff jacket, and I was cleaning up stands like everyone else. And they were saying, boy, you can eat off your floors here. Your bathrooms are always clean and stocked with toilet paper, and your locker rooms are clean, and those are people from outside of Minot. So that's the standard we try to set. I know my crew gets a little bit tight with me sometimes because I nitpick on things like that, but that's the bar that we have, and it was set that way back with Mr. Emery and Jared Olson, the former managers, and I'm trying to keep that bar so when people come in, that's what they expect.
The one thing that you forgot to mention in that, Bob, is that of all venues in North Dakota, I think the Mesa Arena, you guys always have clean walkways that people don't need to worry about falling down on. Just props to you across the board, man. I have to turn directions now because we have limited time here, but you go from cleaning up the Mesa Arena, managing the Mesa Arena during a WDA hockey tournament with 11 games where you're in charge of all of that, and then you spend your time at NorthDakotaHighSchoolHockey.com, a website that you created 24 years ago. First things first, why did you create North Dakota High School Hockey, and how do you have the energy to continue doing what you do as the state statistician for hockey in North Dakota?
Yeah, it started back, when I got done coaching Hayes Beulah High School, and I moved to Grand Forks as the hockey director there, and websites were just kind of getting introduced, but we were doing everything by fax, and newspapers were putting very limited stuff in, and so when I moved to Grand Forks, I got a guy to build me a website, and I really kind of I want to stay at the game because I like the coaches and the referees, and I just want to stay with high school hockey, and I felt that we just didn't get the coverage, and the website took off. I had a different one back then. This one is a lot more user friendly and get the stuff in a lot quicker, but it's taken off, and high school activities has just been a blessing to let me do this and be a part of it. They don't have to. They've got applications that people can go enter in their own stats, but the coaches said not everyone does it for the other sports, and they didn't want to have that happen if I was willing to do it, and they've been letting me do this, thank God, for 24 years. And as far as the time goes, it makes my winters go by quick. I know I just turned 50 in April, but my wife is a saint. A lot of nights I could be spending time with her or going out and having a dinner with her, and I have to go home and do the website, or I have games, and Luckily, she is finishing up nursing school, so she doesn't have a lot of free time either. But when she graduates here in May, then that might change. But she knows this is a passion. I did it many years before I met her, and she's just very, she's a partner in this and just knows it's something that's promoting North Dakota high school hockey. It's something I do, and she just makes it part of our schedule, and I try to find time around this to, when the season ends, to spend some family time.
You do it to promote high school kids. And now explain this to everybody at home here listening to this or whoever's listening to this. You actually take the game sheet and you manually type in, if Morelli scores 2 goals today, you go in and actually punch those numbers in to calculate his season totals and such. Is that correct?
Yeah, the new site now has boxes, and it's by a game, and I just type in the numbers, and then it automatically will move the players, it'll move the goalies and the state scoring leaders and everything. It automatically computes and moves players around. The old site, I'd have to go and manually do it myself. So every game would take me about 45 minutes on the old site. And then in 2006-07, this individual, Dan Kramer from Blue Eye Web Design, built my site, and now it automatically does it. So a game will take 3 to 4 minutes now, where it used to take 45. So back in the day when I was single, I'd spend hours doing one night of 4 or 6 games, and now I can do it in maybe 15, 20 minutes. But no, it's still a lot of work, and it's 4 or 5 nights a week, for 4 months straight. And that doesn't include all the time before the season entering in the information, and then at the the end of the season putting all the awards and stuff together. But again, I wouldn't trade it. It makes the winters go by quick. It's getting used. I have almost 1 million hits in 4 months. It's a lot of repeat users, but still 1 million hits. And I know you use it as media, and that's what I'm doing it for. I'm not doing it for money. I'm not doing it to sell advertising. It's for the kids and for scouts, media, and just a passion of mine.
Bob, on behalf of every hockey player, every hockey fan in North Dakota, sincere thank you for doing what you do.
Well, thank you again to you too. PSP is great, and it's great to be a partner with you in promotion of high school hockey.
Absolutely. Great job across the board to Bob Gillen, manager of the Mesa Arena, the founder, NorthDakotaHighSchoolHockey.com. Big thank you, Bob. Great work. Period 2 is next. Scoreless after 1. We'll face off the second with Sheyenne and Minot High.
Water. Boom. Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge.
Time for our second period of play on the PSP Network. We are underway from the Ralph Eggleston Arena. Scoreless at the end of 1. Let's set up the radio dial for you. Sheyenne brings it in from the right to the left in their road blues with orange trim here today. Shot from the line. That one missed. From the point, comes away down to the near side. Jones has it. Magi in their white uniforms with maroon helmets, pants, and gloves. They travel from the left to the right. Scoreless at the end of 1. We didn't have a whole lot of stats to report to you at the end of the first period. Shots on goal, 14-5 in favor of Sheyenne. No penalties called in the opening period. Pretty simple on the stat recap. This one rolls in on Swanson. He's going to go down onto the pillows. He'll hang on to it. Faceoff will come on his glove side. Faceoff category, well, Minot High had 11 faceoff wins, 12 on the other side for West Fargo Sheyenne. Sheyenne did have 4 quality scoring chances in that first period of play. Nick Holberg, Matt Morelli on the call here from the Ralph Eggleston Arena and the State High School Hockey Tournament. Thanks for joining us here today on the PSP Network. Big thanks again to Bob Gillen from NorthDakotaHighSchoolHockey.com and the Mesa Arena for joining us. How often are you on NorthDakotaHighSchoolHockey.com, Matt? Every single day?
No, I check it. I like to see what Bob's got on there. Check most of the time it's the schedule. It's nice to see results, and Bob does a great job. It's so nice to have that option anytime you want.
Puck's in the offensive zone for Sheyenne. Shot came in, knocked down off Abrahamson shin pads. Underneath the net, now it's worked away to the near side. Tyler Liffring got tattooed with it. Puck comes back away in the circle, blocker side at the half wall, pushed down the wall for the Mustangs. They go to work from Gretzky's office as they cycle it around the boards on the near wing. Back up top, that one goes off Abrahamson. He's going to race down to the other end of the ice after it. Foot race is on. Abrahamson's going to get there. He wins that race against Weber. Underneath the net, tried to send it out front, and he pushed it all the way back up to center. Then Pickard's got it with a backhand. Softly pushed it back into the zone, but here come the Mustangs into offensive territory. Cheyenne's down underneath the net to Blaze Ostrom. By the way, I'm on NorthDakotaHighSchoolHockey.com at least 2 times a day, every day, looking at something. Especially during the hockey season, and even not during the hockey season. It's fun to go back, and conversations will arise, of course, about players that played or stats or things like that. And He's got the database that goes all the way back to the early 2000s in his time of doing that North Dakota highschoolhockey.com website. Big thanks again to Bob Gillen. Here's Bradley behind his own net. Fires it up to center, goes off of Panasuk on the far wall, all the way down into offensive territory where it's picked up by the Mustangs. They turn and burn back to center, and at center it's going to be taken here by the captain across center. That's Klaus that moves it ahead. Down into the corner, Minot High defensive zone. Panasuk's got it again. Now Panasuk throws it up off the glass, up to Tegan Strand. At center at the North Dakota emblem, right at center ice at the Ralph. Taken away by the Mustangs. Magi get it back with Radke. They go back up to Panasuk, and Panasuk will dump it in. Puck rolls down into the offensive zone behind the Sheyenne net. Left back away to the far wing. By the way, on our 4-day trip to Grand Forks, I'm already 1 for 1, Matt, today on coming into today with red pepper visits. Boy, was it delicious last night. I love that place. Puck's away underneath the Sheyenne net. Far side wing. Minot High has it at the point. Here's Deal with it. Sends it towards the net. That one missed. Just wide. Puck's pushed back away up to center. Radke back on the retrieve. He goes back to his D partner Deal on the far side. Cross ice trying to feed Jones. Comes away now. Here to Eli Hansen, who's into the zone. Hemmed up there, the Magi, and back come the Mustangs up to center. Now Radke's got it. Fed Jones. 3-on-3 into the zone. Come the Magi. Far wing trying to push ahead. Taken there by Eli Hansen just for a moment. It's up at the point. Deal's got it. Sends it in. Into the catching mitt it goes, and hanging on tight to it. Riley Swanson will make his 6th save of the game, and we've got a media timeout inside of the Ralph Engelstad Arena. We'll take a break as well. PNC National Bank scoreboard scoreless at the end of one period. We're just about 4 minutes into the second. Nobody's broken the ice yet. It's a dogfight here at the Ralph Engelstad Arena in quarterfinal action of the State High School Hockey Tournament.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Scoreless game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Nick Holberg, Matt Morelli on the call. Minot High and West Fargo Cheyenne. Matt, you've been in games like this before in your time at Minot High, your time at North Dakota as well. Cheyenne, the quicker team, maybe not the more skilled team, but they're certainly quicker here today. Is Minot High happy with where they're at right now?
Well, I think they're okay. We've got to get going a little bit, be a little more aggressive. We've got to start crashing the net, get some shots. We haven't had a ton, but you've got to put them on net. Get them on net. We know there's not going to be a ton of great chances in this game. We've got to start taking advantage of some of these.
Off the draw, comes Esslinger, sends it into the catching mitt, popped right back out. Rebound was out front. Swanson's let go of some juicy ones here today, but Minot High hasn't had anyone to clean up the trash out front. Bradley back at his own end, recovers here, brings it ahead forward, off to Morelli. Then it comes back here. Abrahamson had it on the tape, and he sent it wide. Puck comes back underneath the net now, where it's taken and pushed to the far side. Off of Weber it goes, held in at the line here by Bradley. He walks, fire save, loose in front of the net. Nobody home for the Magi. Puck taken now here by the Mustangs. They push up to center. Across it comes for Ruth. He moves it down into Minot High's defensive zone. Brock Madsen back in after it. Puck's going to be taken here, and it comes away to Esslinger. He sends it up, got it to Morelli. Morelli trying to clear the zone. He does, but it comes back into Minot High territory where Bradley's got it again. Lead pass too far in front of Mackley Morelli, and it's picked up here by the Mustangs. Mustangs moving ahead forward, up on the far wing, up through center. Dump and chases on that one into the skates of Madsen from his knees. Got it off ahead here. Into the zone come the Magicians. This is Coleman with it. Coleman can fire. He'll turn it towards the net. Missed it just wide. Coleman goes in after it. Far side boards. Tegan Strand was the intended recipient there. That one too far in front of him, and now it's the Mustangs that blasted right back to center. Freeman's got it, and Freeman sends it right back into the zone. 11:43 to play, second period. Nobody on the BNC National Bank scoreboard just yet. We'll have radio coverage today of Legacy taking on Davies as well. Lead pass up forward. Here comes Klaus. He's in. Oh, on the breakaway, the stop was made from Blaze Ostrom. Big time stop there from the junior netminder for the Magi. His 15th save of the game. That was a big one on the one-on-one opportunity for the Mustangs. Puck's going to be pushed away here by Panasuk. Over the far wing. Panasuk leads it up to center. Up to Coleman. Taken there by the Mustangs. Coleman's going to have to wait to touch up on sides. Puck sent in by the Magi on the delayed offside call. We're down to 11 minutes to play here in the second. Nobody on the board yet. Up to center we go now for the Mustangs. They carry in. Far wing from the right to the left. All by himself. Here's a drive. Oh, the goalpost was hit. The captain, Klaus, rattled the pipe. That would have been point number 21 of the year for number 27 in blue, and he just hit the goalpost. Puck's underneath the net. Taken here by the Magi. D-zone they come. Forward is pushed by the Magi. We're going to have a penalty coming here, and this is a big call coming. Who will it be on?
It's on Cheyenne. Yeah, I think it's on Cheyenne.
High sticking penalty, and the Magi power play that has been lethal. One of the best power plays in the state of North Dakota. The tops of the WDA comes out for a 2-minute power play, their first of the game. This is a big opportunity here for the Magi.
For sure. We haven't had a lot of offense so far for Minot. They've got to kind of get things going here. You can't be, it's time to buckle down, make hard passes, good passes, be smart with the puck, get shots. They've got to be low if they're coming from the point. Get it out there and get some good shots.
10:33 to play, second period. Nobody on the board yet. Minot High's power play out for the first time here in the game. The only power play in this game. Bradley's up at the point, sent it across the middle, but Bradley's going to have to recover at center as that puck was taken away there by Hassler. Puck now pushed ahead forward for the Magi. Got too far in front of Esslinger. Taken and launched all the way down. This one just to the left of the goal. And out to play it was Ostrom. Got past him, but Bradley's there to recover. Here's Bradley from behind his own net to the near wing. Up to center from the left to the right. Esslinger's in over the blue line. Esslinger's got it on the wall near wing, trying to find an outlet for it. He pushes it to the far side. Got past Jones, and that puck has sailed all the way down as Cheyenne's penalty kill is stout here on the Magi Serve Pro power play. Serve Pro 24/7 emergency service with trained technicians. It's Serve Pro for fire and water cleanup and restoration. Morelli's into the zone with it. Peels away, top of the circle, spins it down to the corner, finds Big Brock Jones, who's underneath the net. Jones sent it over to Swangstu on the half wall, near side, up top, comes away. Bradley down Morelli. He'll walk and fire, hit a shin pad. Puck comes back away here at the goal line. Underneath the net. Taken here by Esslinger. Esslinger forced off the puck there. Morelli's got it down in deep. Power play with 40 seconds remaining of Serve Pro power play time. Up now Bradley sends it in. Hit traffic in front. Now it's going to be spun onto the zone. And the Mustangs send that one all the way down where Ostrom's going to be forced to play it. Blaze Ostrom back-to-back Morelli up to center. Over the Ralph Engelstad stamp at center ice. Morelli's in with it. Makes a move. Takes it down on the glove side underneath the goal line. Sends it out for a one-timer, a drive. Oh, they missed. Opportunity was out front for Abrahamson. He just sailed it wide of the net to now the Mustangs shorthanded. Push up to center here with Rogan. Rogan carries down. That one all the way back in behind Blaze Ostrom. His deal was back on the retrieve for the Magi. That will do it for the Serve Pro power play. As 0 for 1 go the Magi. And some opportunities there for the Magicians. But the kill was good for Cheyenne. Puck's into the offensive zone. Now it's Abrahamson in. Pad save. Swanson. Puck's kicked out. Now we go the other direction. Here's it's taken by Moser up the near side wing. Back to center. Minot High in their D zone. Sets up here as the puck goes away to the far side half wall. Mustangs and Moser have it again. He can wheel and deal. Sends it out front. Radke caught it, dropped it down. Puck's taken into the near side corner. Scrum continues here. We're down to 8 on the dot to play in the second. Nobody's on the board yet on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Delayed offsides coming here on Cheyenne. That gives Minot High some time. Deal had it. Then it comes back to Radke. Far side wall. This is Panasuk into the zone. He's got Strand with him. Panasuk fired. Nice defensive play. Christensen, he went down and made the play. Comes away to the half wall. Finley Bentz dropped it back off. Now over to Tegan Strand. Up top at the point. Here's Pickard. Dialing one towards the net. Hit traffic, went wide. Goes back away to the point. Freeman sends it in. That was a howitzer, but he missed. Puck comes back in front of the Cheyenne net. This is Moser. 3-on-2 now for the Mustangs. They carry in. Offsides the call on Cheyenne. And the Magi got away with one there. 7:19 to play in the second. Scoreless on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Media timeout inside the Ralph. We'll do the same. This one's been entertaining, to say the least. Only 25 shots on goal in this showdown, but nobody's scored yet. Goaltenders are playing well here at the Ralph Engelstad Arena in the quarterfinals.
It's water. Boom. Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Today's broadcast on the PSP Network is brought to you by our friends at Hub International Insurance. Hub International Insurance is the leading North American insurance brokerage located in Bismarck. Contact Josh Cattell or Michael Borman today. They handle all Western North Dakota. Hub International Insurance at 355-3100. Hub International Insurance. Jersey Mike Subs also brings you the game today and our player of the week each and every week on the PSP Network. Jersey Mike Subs is a sub above. Slap shot comes in for Moser. Down onto the pillows goes Ostrom. He'll hang on to it. 7-11 to play in a scoreless second period. Are you getting more used to the heights that we're at now as this game's gone on? Or are you still feeling it?
Yeah, a couple deep breaths. I think we'll be okay. That's all right.
Luckily, I haven't had my typical 42 ounces of Red Bull yet here today. You don't see me bouncing all over the place. That one comes out in front of the Minot High net again. I'm going to try something now. Just bear with me. I'm sitting on this comfy chair. I'm going to stand up because I like to stand when I call, usually.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it. Let's see how, I don't know. You start looking over that edge and that fall all the way down to the next level is a little bit tricky there, Matt. I'm telling you. I'm scared of heights big time. We used to sell commercial roofing of all things, if you can imagine that. Puck's handled here by the Mustangs. They've got it up top. Top of the circle, drive came in, loose in front of the net, knocked down, pucks away here on the near side, taken up off the glass and fired out to center. Back on the retrieve at center ice here for Cheyenne. It's taken to move forward by Christensen. That one goes up into the Minot High student section. And a souvenir will find a fan here with 6:41 to play in the middle period. Scoreless on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Well, you look at Cheyenne coming into this tournament, they're on a 2-game win streak after losing in the quarterfinals of the East Region Tournament. It's a team that in their last 5 has gone 4-1 and 7-3 in their last 10. They've outscored their opponents in their last 10 hockey games 34-20. Minot High has been a buzzsaw at the end of the season. They've outscored their opponents 47-17 in their last 10 games, going 8-2. Neither team scored yet here in this showdown, however. 10 shots on goal for the Magi, 16 for the Mustangs, nobody on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Up to center come the Magicians, trying to push ahead. Nice defensive work there as it's taken by Leshevsky. He dumps it back down into the corner. Pickard had it on the D side for the Magi, spun it back behind the net. He's going to get it here again. No, he's not. It's freed over to the far side. Dropped down into the corner, back behind Blaze Ostrom. The puck lays here at the goal line, Minot defensive zone. They're trying to clear it out, but it's the Mustangs that have had the pressure here in the zone. 5:50 to play in the second period. Nobody's on the BNC National Bank scoreboard yet. If you're just joining us, we're at the Ralph Engelstad Arena for the North Dakota State High School Hockey Tournament. Finley Bentz is in with it, sent it across the middle, trying to feed it to Coleman. Hit his skates, and we transition the other way. Klaus is in, fires on, stick save Ostrom. Puck's taken by the Magicians up to center. Here's Ben Swangstu. Swangstu's due for one. He had his pocket picked across the middle it comes. Swangstu's going to get it back only for a moment. Now the lead pass too far in front of Hudson Ruth. Hit on Ostrom, and Ostrom just falls on top of it with the catching mitt. He'll hang on to it. Media timeout in the venue. We're just going to keep it right here. Matt, your thoughts so far on this hockey game? It's scoreless with 5:17 to play in the second. Anything either one of these teams can do differently right now to crack the ice here?
No, it's been back and forth. I think Minot's last couple minutes has been getting outplayed a little bit. Cheyenne's kind of stepped up their forecheck a little bit, seems like. But if you're Minot, get control of it in your own zone. We have times where we're making a quick decision on getting rid of a puck. You've got time. You don't want to panic. And same thing with, in the neutral zone. If you don't have a play, you got to dump it deep. That's the first thing they teach you when you get to be like a peewee, where you kind of know what you're doing. You start to get to the travel times. Make a play. You got to, make it tough on the other team's defensemen. Dump it down. Make them skate that extra ice to go back and retrieve it. Get the forecheck going. But we're forcing passes across, going up the middle. We're turning the puck over at the wrong place. If you're going to turn the puck over, do it down in Cheyenne's corner, down in their end. Don't do it at the blue line. Then it becomes an outnumbered rush for Sheyenne coming down on Ostrom, and he's played well so far. He's had more of the tougher saves, but Minot's just got to we need a little more offense here.
Only 10 shots on goal for the Magi right now, and the Magicians are a team coming into this hockey game today that was averaging 33 shots per game on their opponents coming in. Trying to find a reason to celebrate are the Magi right now, trying to put one on the board. 5:02 to play, second period. Here's Esslinger behind the net, took it away only for a second. Comes up to the far line. Bradley's got it here. Top units up for the Magi. Bradley out in front of the net. Sent that one wide. Lead pass back to center. Bradley's got it again. And Jackson Bradley, the All-West Region Senior Athlete of the Year, sends it into the zone. Captured there by the Mustangs. Bumped off the wall out to center. Comes back now here into the hands of Brock Matson. He can motor. Apparently his grandma makes good cookies as well, and he sends that one down to the corner. Comes away off of Esslinger. Tied up here on the far side wing. It's going to come back away into the possession now of the Mustangs. They try to move it forward. Held in by the Magi. Esslinger's got it up top. Got it over to Jones in front of the net. Oh, Jones lost it. One too many stick handling moves there, and we go the other direction. Then it's Jackson Radke that takes it away on the blue line for the Magi. Esslinger back in. He's got Morelli and Jones with him. Tried to feed it off. Here's Morelli in front. Morelli a move, a save, rebound. Loose in front. Oh, comes away to Morelli. Sent it towards the net. Now Esslinger just couldn't reach it. Puck comes back away now here to Matson. Sends it off the glass. Bumps it down into the corner. Puck's going to be freed over to Radke on the far sideline. Radke then shuffled it in. Got past Jones. Real estate here for the Mustangs. They push on the near side wall. Crashing in for the Magician. Schuster out there for the Magi. He's at center ice, and now Schuster's got the motor on. He'll dump and chase. He's got a great mustache, by the way. He looked at me down in the hallway before I interviewed John Grubb. I said, great mustache. And he goes, I didn't even have to dye it. And I thought he said to me, you need to go on a diet. And I asked him, I said, well, that's not very nice. And he looked at me and he said, what's that? And I said, why do I have to go on a diet? He said, no, I didn't have to diet like everybody else. We got quite the chuckle out of that. Puck sent back in by the Magi from center. Told him I'll do that after the Red Pepper trips this weekend. Magi behind the net. Here's Swangstu. Tucks it in, side of the net. Wraparound attempt. He had one opportunity, then two. Then Swangstu's buried. Then a punch to the back of the head there. Panasuk comes in. Will they let the boys be boys, or will we see power play time coming?
I'll probably give him, I'd say it could be 5-on-5. Each get a penalty. Nothing hurt there. But I think Minot's kind of had a good pushback. They've answered the last couple minutes of good forecheck. Minot has got to they've got to keep that pressure up. The only way we're not getting that many quality chances against Sheyenne. Sheyenne is real tight in their own zone. They're defensively, they're good. They're not giving us a lot of free space. We've got to find one, bury one, get the back of the net there.
Puck comes away down to the Mustangs. Up into offensive territory they carry now. They dump it back in behind Ostrom. Trying to move it forward there for the Magi was Bradley. It comes off the wall near side wing. Finley Bentz is line out for the Magi, trying to get it deeper into the zone, but it's the Mustangs that will succeed on that mission now as they have it far side with Klaus. He makes a move around Manson. Back up to the point, far side, sent in, knocked down, loose in the slot. Hit the pants there, Finley Benson. It's going to come back away up top here for Rogan. Sends it in, that one went wide. Puck's taken away now by Klaus, far side wing. Sent right out in front of the Magi net, knocked down there by Bradley. Puck's going to be freed, Coleman scrumming for it. Taken here by the Mustangs. Bodied there was Stocker. It's free down for the Magi, and it's taken by Manson. And Manson makes the right play there. He just ices it down. Minot High was in trouble, and the Magi are going to go out for a change with their offensive and defensive units here with 2:09 left in the second. Scoreless hockey game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Best play right there. When you're under pressure, you got to get a line change. Just take the icing. You can get some fresh guys out. Obviously, you're pinned in your own zone. We got to get a whistle and calm things down a little bit.
Face off on the blocker side of Blaze Ostrom. Out front, here's a drive. That was a quick little snapshot coming from the top producer for the Mustangs, Zach Moser. The all-East region player fired it up and right into the shoulder it went to Ostrom. Face off will be on his blocker side. Highlight of my day so far, though, was those Red River kids starting off the day with the "Where is Central" chant here at the high school hockey tournament. Followed up by "This one's over."
You got to give them credit. That's pretty good.
That was pretty good. Times they are a change in North Dakota. This puck comes in. On Ostrom, he'll cover it up for his 19th save. No Bismarck High at the tournament. No Grand Forks Central. Something that you just usually don't see between those two perennial powerhouses. But again, things are different in 2023. Lead pass up to center. Esslinger's got it. Connected now here with Abrahamson. He's into the zone. Here's the Abrahamson on the near side wall, offensive wing, but it's Mustang possession now as they take and dump it down in behind Ostrom. From the blocker to the glove side it comes. Underneath the net. Back away, Esslinger's got it. Chipped it free now here to Jackson Radke. Radke high up off the glass. This bouncing puck's going to roll towards the net, not going to go on the goal. So we'll have an icing there. That icing brought to you by Hub International Insurance. 355-3100 for your personal and business insurance needs. It's Hub International Insurance. Contact Josh Cattell or Michael Moorman today.
Doesn't seem like there's been a lot of whistles this period. It's been a fast period. There's only a minute and a half left, but Minot just has got to probably do a little bit better job in their own zone. I don't think it's been that bad. Take where you're at right now. You know, just get out of this period and get back to a tough third.
Minot High winning the shot battle here in the second period. Shots were 14-5 at the end of one Cheyenne, and the shots now are 19-13 here in this hockey game. Final minute approaching here in our second period of play. Puck comes down underneath the net. Offensive zone for the Magi. Right side of the radio. Comes back away at the half wall. Jones has it here. Sent it out front. Nobody home for the Magi. And then up at the blue line. Look out. Deal was run into, but it was taken by Radke and sent in. Two of the biggest hits I've seen in high school hockey this season happened in that first game of the day today. Red River against Jamestown. And the Blue Jays were on the wrong end of both of them. They had them in slow motion on the giant Jumbotron here at the Ralph. Almost made my bones hurt watching the hits that were thrown up earlier today. Offensive zone for Morelli. He's going to skate in. Morelli takes a whack at it. Sent it on net. Big save there. Comes away to Morelli. Sends it into the zone. Radke tried to fire it towards the net. Knocked down. Kids cut him down. 13 seconds. Here's a drive. Tipped in front. Save. Rebound. Morelli side of the net. Now Esslinger comes back away down to Radke on a tee. Sent it in. Knocked out in front. Oh, a drive in front for Esslinger. What a save that was with 4 seconds left in the period. Esslinger can't believe it. He had the yawning goal mouth, and then all of a sudden, popping up with the black goaltender equipment, Riley Swanson says, uh-oh, I don't think so. Minot's top line was buzzing with 4 seconds left of the period. Esslinger sent the backhander in. Swanson shut the door. Minot's best opportunity so far of the game comes at the tail end of the second, and we are through 2 periods of play, and it's scoreless on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Got plenty to talk about here. When we come back, we'll have our premier chiropractic intermission report. Todd Domry says it best from Bismarck. This one's in the pressure cooker. And it's going to be cooking on high for the next 17 minutes because we're scoreless entering the third. Shots are 19-16 Cheyenne, but the Magi have some jump in their step at the end of the second period. Buckle up tight. We've got a good one here at the Ralph Engelstad Arena.
Shots, honestly, the shots came to me. Derek and Eric especially had some great drives, which led to some great picks. Shout out to them. It feels good.
For you to come out here from a defensive effort against Eagle staff, I mean, you're way smaller than him. Obviously, I mean, how did you get yourself pumped up for that?
Well, Coach has a thing that says height doesn't measure heart, and I strongly believe in that. I got the heart, and it doesn't matter if I got the height or not.
That line, good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, great job. I don't have the height, but I got the heart. That was a pretty cool sign right there by Jagger Gunville. Back up to you guys.
Yes, and now.
In southwestern and south central North Dakota, on any given day at any given moment, a Dakota Community Bank and Trust customer is logging in or signing on to do their online or mobile banking. We believe that community banking can blend both a past with down-home customer service in-house and a future with modern banking conveniences and technology for our customers anywhere, like here or here, all while honoring our long-standing tradition of community-first oriented banking here at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Many of our clients come to us already accomplished in their lives and on the right track. However, whether it's in response to a life-changing event or you are nearing retirement, you can sleep well knowing that together we have planned for both life's opportunities and challenges. And no matter what happens, we are here to help guide you.
Hi guys, what can I get you guys today? I don't know what to order. Would you like to hear the story of how I learned what to order?
Whoa! What is that?
That's called a big rig, little lady, and that's the best dead-gum meal here at Shots Crossroads.
Don't wait just a gall-darn minute, Harry. You know darn well the best thing about Shots is breakfast. A 99 is how it's done.
You mean a 109?
No, I don't.
The real pros know that it starts with dessert. No matter what you get, everything begins with a caramel roll.
Hey, little dude. The truth is, there's a lot of right answers on this menu. My favorite is the golden crispy chicken strips and crinkle cut fries. Just listen to your heart, and you can't go wrong. Now go make that order, bud. Oh, hey, kid. Whatever you do, don't forget the ranch.
So what you're saying is, as long as I follow my heart, I can't make a wrong choice?
No, kid. The point of the story is order whatever you want.
All right. I'll take a big rig, a 99, a 109, an order of chicken strips with crispy fries, and I'd take a caramel roll to start with, please. Wait, and don't forget the ranch.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance?
If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
But Simon, what about mold? Agent Marlon Old. He holds the world record for fastest mold remediation.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Legacy Financial Partners, the Bone and Joint Center, Ask Fitness, Thompson Larson Funeral Home, First Choice Physical Therapy, The Hoopster, KX News, Century Eyewear, 701 Realty, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Qdoba, Jersey Mike's Subs, Nathan Stremick Signal Realty, Eyes on Burdick, Chuppy Health, Subway, The Beaupre Law Firm, Minot's Finest Collision Center, State Farm Paul Siebert, Minot Hockey Boosters, Prestwich Orthodontics, Hub International, the UPS Store, Planet Pizza, Northern Plains Heating and Air, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Ackerman S. Fold, Premier Chiropractic, Vibeto Orthodontics, Dakota Community Bank and Trust, Jerome's Collision Center, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, Jobbers Moving and Storage, Sport Clips, Shots Crossroads, Planning Team Financial Advisors, ServPro, PNC National Bank, Shields. Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Well, if you didn't take your blood pressure pills this morning, you might be in trouble. I thought I was going to be in trouble at the WDA hockey tournament with the amount of Red Bull I had. Well, I just looked in the mirror downstairs, and my face is about as red as that red pepper side. And for good reason, 0-0 at the end of 2 periods played. West Fargo, Cheyenne, the 3 seed from the east. Minot High, the 2 seed from the west. This has been a little bit of a barn burner. Welcome into our Premier Chiropractic intermission report. Scoreless at the end of 34 minutes. Nick Holberg and the former University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux, Mr. Matt Morelli, joining me here. First things first, Minot High was buzzing at the end of the second period. They looked good in the middle frame. They won the shot category in that second period, 11-5 after being outshot 14-5 in the first. Overall, your thoughts on this hockey game?
Well, it's as advertised. We figured it'd be a tight game, and you talk about hanging around. Minot just got to keep hanging in there. You believe you can have what it takes to be there at the end of the game, and you're in it. You're not getting blown out. You talk about how important getting off to a good start is. Minot kind of had a couple stretches in the second where we got outplayed, and Cheyenne kind of picked up their forecheck. Well, then towards the end of the period, Minot kind of had a good pushback, had a good 3-4 shifts towards the end of that period, and got some more shots. We had a couple opportunities, and we've said it, you're not going to get many. The good teams don't allow a lot of chances. That's why they win the bulk of their games. If you're limiting shots to your opponent, most of the time you should win the bulk of those games if your goalie's coming up, does his job. But you can't blame Ostrom. He's been there. I think he's definitely had the tougher saves. Minot, now it's the third period. Everybody's got to, you look at the guy next to you and say, man, we've got to work harder. We've got to pick it up a little bit more. We've got to trust in your line mates that they can do their job, the talking, the communicating, the blocking shots. You're going to have a couple, you're going to have to kind of bite the bullet and take it for the team. There's some of these making a hit, chipping the puck out, and know you're going to get probably big hit on the sidewall. Those are the things that are going to result in a victory. But one goal could win this game. Could be a 1-0 game. Hopefully it's for Minot. But if you get out to a good start this third period the way you ended that second period.
Will it take a lucky one in this game, do you think? Is it a one goal and done in this showdown here today? It certainly could be, I suppose. It's
possible. I mean, at this point, you take any way you can. There's been some chances. I think Minot's had some decent chances. Cheyenne has definitely hit. They've had a pipe or two, but that's the part of the game. You have to think that if you're doing enough to stay in the game, you got a chance at the end to come out on top. And Minot's they've got to continue that being physical, play hard, getting in and bang away and be smart. Minot's done a great job today of staying out of the penalty box. We've had one, it was a 5-on coincidental. Those are going to happen. There's refs have let them play. You have to say that no no fault to the officials. They most of the time they call good games. All officials. This doesn't usually come down to a reffing issue, but those guys are letting them play. It's been physical. I think Minot just probably needs to be a little bit cleaner with some of their passes coming out of their own zone. That first pass is so important. It's got to be on the stick, on the guy's tape. Can't be in his skates. It's got to be right to him on his stick. A nice hard pass so they can get up the ice and get out of your zone and take that pressure off Minot's defenseman and Ostrom. And it's going to be. It's nerve-wracking. I mean, we get a little worked up. Imagine what the guys down on the ice level, and they're just young kids. But that's the state tournament. That's what you got to love about state tournament hockey.
Here's what I don't love about it. Since 1992, Minot High's won 2 state titles. From 92 on until now, Minot's only been in the semifinals 3 times. Can they make it number 4 with a win here today over West Fargo Cheyenne? The East is the home to the Beast. And right now, Minot High in a position that they like. Cheyenne, probably same thing. Scoreless at the end of 2 periods of play. It is our Premier Chiropractic intermission report. This one has been a little bit of everything here today. Defensively, it's been a pretty good showdown on the PSP network, and this broadcast of this game here today has been a good defensive battle. Both goaltenders playing well. Let's take a look at the numbers now from this contest. Numbers from 2 periods of play brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. Northern Plains Heating and Air has over 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts. They are the factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. No other choice to seal your heating and air game other than Northern Plains Heating and Air. You can find them online, northern-plains.com. Scoreless in the first and in the second. So we'll give you the goaltender saves in the first. Blaze Ostrom made 14 saves on 14 shots in the first, 5 saves on 5 shots in the second. Riley Swanson, the all-EDC player, made 5 saves in the first and 11 saves in the second. Total shots are 19-16 in favor of West Fargo Cheyenne. Minot won the face-off category that period big time. 10-5 the Magi won the face-off category, so now 21-17 are the shots on goal. Minot had 4 quality scoring chances, 3 of which came in the second period. 2 on the other side for Cheyenne in that middle period. They've had 6 total quality scoring chances here in the game. 1 power play only in the contest, and that came for the Magi. That was on a high sticking call on Hudson Ruth at 6:25 of the second. Minot 0 for 1 on the Serve Pro power play. Jaden Rogan and Easton Panasuk went to the sin bin at 13:58 on coincidental minors for roughing. There's a look at the numbers in our Premier Chiropractic intermission report brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. Northern Plains Heating and Air has over 25 years of experience as your factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. No other choice to seal your heating and air game than Northern Plains Heating and Air. If you haven't already done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button on the YouTube platform. Hit subscribe and help us promote local athletes. PSP Network, proud to bring you video and audio coverage coming of the WDA basketball tournament next weekend. We'll have all 22 games. Our Bismarck crew, with yours truly, will be down in Bismarck for the West Region Boys and Girls Basketball Tournaments, Region 6 and Region 5 Girls Championships with video and audio tonight. 1 in Mandan and 1 in Minot tonight. We have a full schedule on the PSP Network. Hope you join us for those later on this evening as well. Like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, our mission is promoting local athletes. You can help us do that by liking and following PSP Network on all social media platforms. Well, buckle up tight. 17 minutes is all that remains in the quarterfinal matchup between West Fargo Cheyenne and Minot High. Referees come back to the ice. We'll wait for the teams, and we'll be back with the opening draw when we return to the Ralph Engelstad Arena here in Grand Forks. We are scoreless through 2 periods of play.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships. I love working with people. We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
And finally, Agent Smith. He's in charge of restoring your property to its original state.
Boils down to 17 minutes. The Magi in their white uniforms with maroon helmets, pants, and gloves. They've got the uniforms trimmed out in Vegas gold. 2 yellow stripes on each arm, 2 around the waist. It says Minot going from the top left shoulder down to the pants. They move from the right to the left for the third period. Sheyenne, the Mustangs, are in their blue and orange uniforms today. They travel from the left to the right, right to the left for the Magi. We're underway for our third period of play. Top units start on both sides. We're underway as the puck's controlled to Minot High's defensive end. Here with the Magi and Esslinger. He's got possession back behind his own net. Sent it to Morelli on the near wing. Here's Mac Morelli trying to clear the zone with it. Comes away here to Moser. Moser moved it in front of the net. Now Morelli's got it. And Morelli's just going to flip this one up to center. The bouncer comes up into the neutral ice territory. Taken across there, but it's Esslinger that intercepts. And now Esslinger's got it. He moves it back to Morelli into the offensive zone. We go the other direction here for the Mustangs. Up through the neutral ice territory. It's dumped down. They give chase as they go off for a 3-for-5 change, and now the Magi and Bradley, the all-region player, moved it near side to Brock Matson. Boy, did he have a good junior season in my mind. Matson with a backhand, sends it down into the corner, but it's the Mustangs with possession here. Back up to the line. Bradley's going to hold with a backhand, darts it down to the corner, in after it is Swangstu. He's got Jones with him, and now Swangstu takes it, shuffles it back around the end boards. Now it's Eli Hansen that takes it away here. Hansen underneath the net to Swangstu. Swangstu had a wraparound opportunity in the second period that almost resulted in a goal for the Magi, but we are scoreless through 2. Minute 30 into the third period. Puck's back in the Sheyenne end. They've got plenty of room here with Gleinke. Moves it away to the far wing. Now turning back as Tegan Strand, the hard forechecker for the Magi, is there. Puck goes out to center. Radke tried to glove it. It's a 2-on-1 back the other way down for the Mustangs. Radke's back. Pad save. Rebound. Loose in front of Ostrom. He's on top of it. Trying to hang on to it. Puck is still loose. Side of the net. Comes away now. Here to Finley Benson. Out come the Magi with it, but back up to the point. Mustangs moved it off. Then Finley Benz handles again, and Benz will carry in. Has a streaker out in front of the net. Finley Benz takes it down. Offensive corner. Back up to Deal. Sends it in. Loose rebound out in front. Still loose. Comes back away down to Radke at the point. Radke's got it. Sends it over the net. Swanson, the all-EDC goaltender, has been a bit shaky here today in my mind with some big-time rebounds in this contest. Puck comes away on the far side wing. We're down to 14:36 to play here in the third period. Scoreless on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Taken by Deal. Freed it up to center. This is Bentz. 3-on-3 for the Magi. They carry in. Finley Bentz drops it back. Panasuk in the slot. Turns, fires. Knocked down. Loose there. Puck comes back away. And the pond hockey game is on. Lead pass. Moser's in on Ostrom. Ostrom tried to play it. Look out. Moser behind the net. Trying to feed it out front. And it's taken away by the Mustangs as that shot missed. Comes back away. Minot High doing some running around there for just a moment. Esslinger now calls for the lead pass. Did it touch him? No, it did not. And down for an icing that's brought to you by Jersey Mike's. Vote for this week's Jersey Mike's Player of the Week on the PSP Network Facebook page. Jersey Mike's is a sum above, and boy, when it gets wide open like that, full throttle, that's when the heart really starts to race.
Well, yeah, you could say that. I just think Minot, we've got to figure a way to connect on one of these. Do a little bit better job coming out of your zone, making the good passes. Starts with making passes.
There's one there. Comes away to Esslinger, far wing. Moser ran into him. Now Esslinger at the point. Dropped it back up here to Madsen. Sent it in. That one sailed wide. Puck comes away down to Mac Morelli underneath the net. Morelli sent it out in front, trying to feed Esslinger, who's camped out there. Had the fire and marshmallows already brewing, but the puck didn't get to him. Puck comes back away in Minot high territory. Radke back to retrieve. Sends it up to Abrahamson. Dump and chases on for the Magi. 13:25 to play here in the third period. Nobody on the BNC National Bank scoreboard just yet. Up to center we go now as it's taken by Ruth. He moved it forward. It's going to come out of the zone. Here comes Abrahamson. He's forward with it. Abrahamson dump and chase. Morelli peels off for a change. So does Abrahamson. Meanwhile, giving chase is Esslinger. He's got the puck tied up in the offensive territory. In comes Swankstu to help on the near side half boards. Down and deep. On the left side of the ice surface, it's the Mustangs up to center with Lashovsky. He moves it forward to center. He can dance with it. He runs into Deal, and Deal just strips it from him. Then Deal moves it away to his partner. Back up to center come the Magi. Give and go on neutral ice. Taken here. Oh, big hit there. As down to the ice, Brock Jones laid the body on Klaus, the captain for the Mustangs, and the puck's free to the Magi, who have real estate with Radke. Up to center again. Jones trying to loft it ahead. Knocked down by Klaus at center. And we're right at neutral ice now where Jones is going to handle again. Comes back away now to Swankstu here. Swankstu's got it. On angle shot. That one hit the side of the net. Freed down to the Mustangs on the near wing. Up to center. Comes back away to Radke. Minot's got a touch up on sides. When they do, they go for a 4-for-5 change. And here come the Mustangs again up to center. Lead pass sent into the offensive zone. One aggressive. That's Moser. Back after it is Radke. Moser took it from Radke, but it's laying free on the far side wing out in front of the Minot net. Taken there. Bradley's got it. Boy, Jackson Bradley's been good here in the state tournament today. Puck comes back away up to the far side. Offensive zone now for the Mustangs. Taken by the Magi. They're going to run a gun down with Panasuk. He'll take it on the near wing and send it down to the far as it wrapped around the end boards. Underneath the net. Tied up in deep. We're down to 11:33 to play here in the third period. Sands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives, and right now we've got a day in everybody's life that's invested in this one that has some pressure on it. Into the offensive zone we go. Down they come. And there's a stop in the play. I'm not sure what the call was there.
Offsides.
Thank you, Matty. Timeout on the ice. We're going to take a timeout as well. 11:20 to play in the third period. Scoreless hockey game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. I wouldn't go anywhere just yet. It's just getting good here at the Ralph Engelstad Arena.
Thinking about the shots, honestly, the shots came to me. Derek and Eric especially had some great drives, which led to some great kicks. Shout out to them. It feels good.
For you to come out here from a defensive effort against Eagle staff, you're way smaller than him. Obviously, how did you get yourself pumped up for that?
Well, Coach has a thing that says height doesn't measure heart, and I strongly believe in that. I got the heart, and it doesn't matter if I got the height or not.
That line. Good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, great job. I don't have the height, but I got the heart. That was a pretty cool sign right there by Jagger Gunville. Back up to you guys.
Yes, and now.
It's water. Boom. Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge.
$11:20 left in the third period. Scoreless game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Cheyenne and Minot High in the quarterfinals of the state tournament. Cheyenne's second trip ever to the Big Dance. They made their way into the semis last year with a win over #1 Jamestown. Higher scoring than this one without a doubt. Minot High's been here 40 times. 2 state titles, the most in the West region. Bismarck High's got the only other title coming out of the West. I would have to guess that it's going to be Red River or Fargo South Shanley, who've been a step ahead all season long in North Dakota high school hockey, but that's why you play the game. Here's a drive from the line. Knocked down in front by Esslinger. Way to the near side wing. Esslinger's got it. Fires it ahead forward. Trying to feed it up to center for Abrahamson. He takes it there. Dumps it down into the corner. Back in after it here for the Mustangs with plenty of space and time. Comes back away up to center. Bounce pass. Uh-oh, this one comes all the way down on Ostrom. Blaze is going to play into the near side corner. And in after it there is Ruth. Ruth just dropped it back down to the corner. But it's Bradley that has possession. He fired it forward. Did it touch anybody? It did not. And we've got an icing there that's brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts. Factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. It's Northern Plains Heating and Air.
That's where Minot's got to do a better job in your own zone. There's no pressure on you. You're making passes up the middle. They turn out to be an icing. Just skate it, lug it as long as you can, and draw somebody in, then make the easy play. We're just kind of misfiring it. We should be better, a little bit better on those plays.
Underneath the Minot high net. Puck is going to be touched here by the Magi. Now it's Radke that flips it up to center for Finley Bentz. Bouncing puck, trying to corral it right at the blue line. Magi have Swangstu in with it. Here's Ben Swangstu in the center slot. Sends it in. That one goes off the glove of the goaltender Swanson and down to the corner. Swanson's really battled the puck here today. Puck comes back away up to center ice. Taken and knocked off the glass. Goes up to center ice. Radke's got it here. Now Radke's going to dump it into the offensive zone. Minot gives chase with Morelli. Goes away to the far side. Bentz has it. Now Bentz trying to hold it in. Comes back up to the line. Comes to Radke. Sends it down to the corner. Esslinger in after it here on the near wing. But it's pushed up to the line where Deal holds. And now back on the retrieve is Bentz at his own blue line. Sends it to Morelli. He soccers it to himself. He's going to skate into the zone. Dropped it off. Here's Esslinger. Sends it in right into the catching mitt and then out. And then all the way back out to the neutral ice territory it comes. Where it comes down to Radke. Radke sends it back up to Morelli at center. Morelli moves it forward, wheels and deals, sends it down, and this will be an icing on Morelli close to that center ice stripe, but it will be an icing. We'll keep it inside the Ralph on the media timeout. 9:10 to play here in the third period. Scoreless with West Fargo, Cheyenne, and Minot High. How are you feeling?
Well, trying to be calm. This is exactly what you want to have. You want to be in it, and you want to give yourself a chance. We've had a few chances. You say he's maybe the Cheyenne goalie's been up and down. We haven't put enough on him yet. We need a good push here. This last, a little over half a period to go. I mean, the shots are pretty close to even. If you're Minot, you got to dig deep. You got to find another gear. I mean, you got all night tomorrow to rest. You got to kind of leave it all out there. The old saying is just like, it comes down to making good plays, doing the little things right. You've got to figure ways to, you got to get some shots on net. Go to the net for the greasy ones, the dirty. Doesn't really matter how it goes in, but everybody's got to crash the net. And on the other hand too, you got to come back and play a good two-way game. You got to be able to back check. Don't help your own defenseman out, so it makes it easier. It's going to be interesting.
By the way, Tyler Hagen Photography here, taking game action shots of the state tournament. Those photos are powered by our friends at Bullet Transmission of Minot, North Dakota. Big thank you to Bullet Transmission, your one-stop shop for transfer case differential and transmission repairs. Call Rob today at 852-7728, and he'll get you back on the road in no time. Bullet Transmission, big thank you again to them. Morelli strips it for Moser. Now he skates up through center. Here comes a sophomore for the Magi. Left it out front. Puck's going to be launched off ahead by the Mustangs, but it's held in the zone by the Magi. Sent down to the corner from Abrahamson. Back behind the net. Here's Esslinger wheeling and dealing out of Gretzky's office. Cycled it back around. Nobody underneath the red goal stripe there for the Magi. So the puck is going to be lifted all the way out to center, and down it will come. This will be an icing. And that icing is brought to you by Prestwich Orthodontics. Confidence in your smile and your game is a win-win at Prestwich Orthodontics. They wish all teams best of luck during the 23 tournament season. Free virtual consultations and financing options make Prestwich Orthodontics our choice for orthodontics care in the Magic City. It's Prestwich Orthodontics at MinotBraces.com. 8:16 to play in the third period. Nobody has scored yet in this hockey game. You heard me right. We're scoreless in the third here at the Ralph. Quarterfinals of the state tournament. Bouncing puck out front. Puck comes up to center. Touched here by Deal. Into the zone. Comes Ruth with it. Now Ruth's going to handle on the near side wing. Puck's taken away by the Magi, but it's loose. Top of the circle. Lashovsky moves it forward. Drop down to Ruth. Picked back up by the Magicians, and they skate to center here with Deal. Deal will walk forward, dumps it in from center. Kick save down to the corner from Swanson, back to the point. Deal's got it again, sends it out front tall, right there for Panasuk. If Panasuk was right-handed instead of left, that would have been a grade A opportunity. 7:30 now to play in the third period. Scoreless game. Puck comes back away now here to the Mustangs. They're going to launch this one all the way down. It will be an icing, and the icing is brought to you by Planet Pizza. Try their lunch buffet tomorrow or give them a call here tonight for delivery. Try that Blue Buffalo Pizza, 701-852-1700. Well, this one has been entertaining, and it has been a nail-biter for everybody inside the venue here today. No team has had a real edge for long stretches in this game, and the shots are now 22-20, favoring West Fargo Cheyenne, but we're still scoreless on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Puck comes away to the near side wing for the Mustangs. Moser moves it out to center. Bouncer comes here, comes back to Eli Hansen. Dump and chase Magi. Old school hockey coming here for the Magicians. Brock Jones, first one in after it. Puck's going to be lifted away, and it's going to be dumped all the way down. Look out, this one's going to roll on goal. Hits the side of the cage. That should have been an icing. They didn't waive the icing there. Puck comes back away down to Brock Madsen. That one hit the side of the net. They didn't call it an icing, but the Magi will carry forward through center. Comes up now to Swangstu off of Eli Hansen. Bradley's going to wait to make sure everyone's in on sides. Then Jones ran into him. They've got one man back. Comes away now here to Jones. He'll skate in with it. Jones trying to feed Morelli on the near side. Comes back onto neutral. Comes away to Bradley. Bradley's got it here. He moved it into the zone. 6:25 to play in the third period. Scoreless on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. This one's in again on the netminder. And Ostrom just let that one hit the pad. Now the Magi reverse it. Look out, Radke sent it behind him, and he sent it right to a player underneath. That's Ruth down in deep, scrubbing forward. Free down to Radke. Radke goes up off the boards. Back to center. Touch to Mustang at neutral, so it will not be an icing as Christensen's back to retrieve. Christensen down. Morelli's got it. Near side wing out in front. Van Abrahamson comes underneath the net. Goes away to the far side. Radke taking it here at the point. Esslinger tees up a howitzer. Bouncing puck right back out in front. Moved with the glove there of Gleinke. And it's moved away here by the Mustangs, who send it back to center. Minot High's on the lion's share of the offensive pressure here in this third period. Top unit out. They dump it down into the offensive zone. Now it's the Mustangs. Their uniforms look like 1980s Edmonton Oilers outfits here today, as they're going to carry it off ahead. Taken there by Morelli, and Morelli starts the motor here. Here's Mackley Morelli, 38 points on the season. Todreg carried down, went to the corner, lost an edge, puck's picked up. And we go back the other direction now for Madden Weber. And Weber skates it all the way down into Minot High territory. Weber back behind the net, taken here. All the way up to the line. Shot from Lashovsky came in. That one hit traffic, went wide. Now it's Deal. Back up to center ice. The give and go for the Magi. Up over center they go with it. And it comes away now here to Radke, who can motor. Radke's in with it 1-on-4. Fires it towards the net. That one went wide. Puck comes back away down and deep. 4:47 ticking down. Scoreless hockey game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Puck's out in front of the net here for the Mustangs. They carry up to center. Taken here by Rogan. He moved it forward. Who will make the mistake and when will it happen? That's going to decide this hockey game today, folks. 4:30 to play in the third period. Puck comes away back at center ice. Poked free there by Bradley. Got it up to Tegan Strand. He'll dump it in. The goaltender Swanson down to the Ed Belfour style. He made the save. Then it's pushed up off the glass. Up to center. Look out. Here's a 3-on-1 back the other direction. The Mustangs. Ruth sent it out front side of the net. That one just missed. Puck comes back away on the near side wall. Nobody there from Minot High at the wing, but it's taken out front. Comes in on Ostrom. He goes down. He'll glove it. 4:02 to play in the third period. Minot weathers a storm there as the Mustangs had the opportunity on the 3-on-1 with Moser, their top point producer with 36 points. Coming into this tournament, he's in the top 20 in scoring in this tournament. He was licking his chops, but Minot High shut him down defensively.
Well, Minot's got to be smarter than that. You can't give up opportunities like that. Just get going back a couple shifts. Minot's defenseman, you have the puck, carry it. There's nobody on you. and you reverse the puck. What are you doing out there? You don't do the reverse unless there's somebody right on you. You don't have anywhere to go. If you got room, skate it up the ice. It's like lack of communication. The other guy should be saying, skate it, wheel it up to get it out of the zone. Don't go backwards if you don't have to. It's like things like that we can't. You're down to crunch time here. It's like, play it smart. You don't have a play, just get over the red line, chip it down deep, make their defenseman skate the extra. Where it's going to come down to a limited bench now, so it's for somewhat reason. Think out there, just do little things. You don't have a play. If you're in trouble in our own zone, just take the icing, fire it off high off the glass, get a whistle.
Jason Bennett and John Grubb were named the co-head coaches of the year inside of the West region. They just had the communication with their team that's tied with Sheyenne, 0-0 here with 4:02 left of the third. Talked about them in the pregame show, an X Factor. Coaches that certainly have done their part to help this Magician program grow. They've got the state championship banner that hangs at the Pepsi rink. Minot High needs win number 1 of 3 here today to get another one. They are the underdogs coming into this tournament. Even though they're the 3 seed here, I would still say that the West Region teams are still the underdog coming into the state tournament this year. And right now, Minot High, maybe not happy with where they're at, scoreless, but they sure like this better than last year when they were down 4-0 before anyone could say Charlie Brown against Fargo Davies. Blocker side of Blaze Ostrom. Faceoff comes here. Offensive zone draw for the Mustangs as they will send in Klaus to go against Swangstu, and Swangstu wins it back to Deal. Deal's been good here in the season. Comes away to the near side wing, held in by the Mustangs. Here's a drive save, loose out in front. Off the blocker, it went there. Deal trying to poke it free. Jones got it to center, fired it forward, and now right back in. The Mustangs send it down. Under 3.5 to play here in the third period. Puck on the near side wall, goes away to the far. Radke's in after it. Radke moved it up to Jones. He skates up to center, trying to poke it free over to Panasuk, but it's taken here by the Mustangs. They've got possession now. They move it back away. Offensive territory. Radke gets a handle on it, and Radke moves it free up to center ice. Magi move forward. Into the zone comes Swangstu. He'll drop it back. Jones sends it in. Stick save. That one goes up into the safety net and a stop in the play here with 2:59 left of the third period. It's officially crunch time now.
It is. I think you're Minot. Just take it easy. Take a deep breath. You don't grip your stick so tight. We have times where I know it seems like the puck's bouncing around a little bit. It looks like that from up here, but come on, just relax. Take your time. It's a nail biter, but just get control of the puck and make a good play. Don't just slap it away if you don't have to. We're like giving up the puck and there's nobody around us.
Off the draw, offensive zone for the Magi. Puck's going to be controlled here by the Mustangs. Minot's got pressure, however, with Esslinger and company. Puck goes away to the far side in their own blue line. Mustangs have possession. They work it free to Moser on the far side. Sorry, that's 9 rather. Ruth, he'll send it in. Save there for Blaze Ostrom. Picked away down to the corner. Manson scrumming forward, trying to go to Bradley. Back to the point. Mustangs have it. A drive just wide of the net. Puck comes back away on the near wing. Minot High scrumming forward down to their own defensive territory. Moser's in after it. He's got it underneath the net. Here's Moser walking out. Odd angle shot. That one missed blocker side. Down to 2:20 to play here in the third period. Nobody on the board yet as the pressure's on. Moser side of the cage. Yannick almost sits out in front. Wide open net. Oh my goodness, he missed. Ruth sent that one up. Ostrom was on his belly out of the net. Puck comes free now here for the Magi. Bradley's going to send it out, and Minot High just dodged a bullet. Talk about Russian roulette with a full chamber, and the Magi end up having that one from Ruth sailed up 3 feet over the head of Blaze Ostrom and the yawning goalmouth. That is one that's going to give Hudson Ruth nightmares for the rest of his life.
If Minot comes back to win this game, he might not ever sleep again. I think Bob, you and Bob could have scored that goal.
6 days a week. They just showed Blaze Ostrom. That's because Sundays I don't play hockey anymore. To center it comes. Here come the Mustangs back in. They've got the pressure now. They showed Blaze Ostrom on the giant video board here. He was smiling after he saw the replay of how dead in the water he was. That puck comes all the way down. 1:36 left in this third period. Scoreless hockey game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. My goodness, buckle up tight. At any point, you call a timeout here.
It probably wouldn't be a bad idea, but I mean, get your guys some rest. Maybe the next whistle, there might not be another whistle. But I mean, these face-offs are so crucial right now.
Morelli was in against Stocker. Leshevsky's got it. He fired on odd angle. Save Ostrom. Comes away to the Magicians. No, it's the Mustangs that have possession. Radke's in after it. He sent it free to the far side. No one on the wing for the Magi. Down to 80 seconds to play here in regulation. Radke's underneath his own net. Bumped it free on the wall. Comes up down to Morelli. He shuffles it off down to Esslinger. They're into the zone with it. Magi come in. This is Esslinger, top of the circle, trying to feed Morelli out front. Taken here, goes off the glass. Radke holds, shuffles it back in, but it's taken by the Mustangs. Good pressure out front, center slot. Oh, Magi can't get a stick on it. Now here come the Mustangs. It's a 2-on-1 into the zone. Here's a drive and a high riser missed. 50 seconds to play in regulation. Scoreless game.
Oh my God, what were you doing on that one? 2-on-1. It's like guys were going off the ice.
Puck comes back away down for the Magi. Here with Bradley. Bradley bumps it off ahead, back to the point, held, and Ostrom goes down onto the pillows on the Rocket from the line. He'll hang on to it. His 28th save of the game, and the faceoff will come on Blaze's glove side with 37.5 left in this third period.
Oh, I would use your timeout. Get your guys a rest. I mean, slow it down, slow things down a little bit. Everybody's getting excited. Get the right guys out there.
Off the drop. Face-off one here by the Mustangs. Moser's got it, sends it underneath the net, blocker side, goes away to the far side. 30 seconds in regulation. Hang on tight. Puck is underneath the net now. Mustangs with possession. Ruth's out with it, back to the point. One-timer, set in, save, rebound. Oh, they scored. Moser tucked it in with 21.6 seconds to play in regulation. And the Mustangs have the first lead of the game. And Moser is the one that scores it, his 15th of the year. And Sheyenne leads 1-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
That's tough to swallow on that one. I don't know. I don't think Minot should have called a timeout just to get guys rest, maybe get the right guys out there.
Well, Blaze Ostrom on the 30th shot of the game surrenders his first goal of the contest, made a big pad save, and then right out in front, crashing through, nobody on top of him was Moser, and Moser puts it into the net. 21.6 left of the third period. Can the Magi find the Magic Rabbit?
Oh, I don't know. That's going to take a miracle right now, and you got to get it down the zone, get your goalie off, but I don't know. This is pray for a miracle now. You talk about defensive coverage, knowing who to pick up when their shots come from the point, getting the right personnel on the ice. I just think a timeout wouldn't have been a bad idea, just to get your guys calmed out, know who you got to take if you lose a faceoff. What do you do if you win it? What do you do if you lose it?
Face-off at center. Esslinger in on the draw against Ruth. Can Minot find some magic? They need a miracle with 21.6 left in the third period. Off the draw it comes. Puck comes away to the near side wing. Manson's got it. 23 in on the assist. 8 seconds to play in the game. Puck comes up now, empty net, and it's going to end here at 2-0 because they tack in another one. Ruth puts it in. Unassisted goal coming here from Ruth, and Ruth will pick up goal number 11 on the season, point number 27 into the empty net, and it's 2-0 Sheyenne. Minot High did everything they could today. All the way down. They're just going to let the horn sound. This one's over. 2-0, the final score. The Mustangs get the victory over the Magi. Give the Mustangs credit. Moser gets the goal. Ruth gets the empty netter. Minot High did what they could today. That young man, Blaze Ostrom, in our conversation for the MVP of the game, no doubt, ended up with 30 shots on goal that he saw. He gave up one goal. The extra was an empty netter. Mustangs win They move on to the semifinals to play Grand Forks Red River. Minot plays Jamestown tomorrow morning. And it's the Magi again in the Sunshine Bracket at the State High School Hockey Tournament. It's just so much more fun when you win in the semis, my man. I'm telling you. Good hockey game, though. It was entertaining, and these student athletes put on a show today for everybody on statewide TV and everybody inside the Ralph Engelstad Arena. Post-game show comes up next. We're going to break this one down when we come back to the Ralph Engelstad Arena. 2-0 Mustangs get the win over the Magi. They used every minute needed in this hockey game all the way down to the final minute where Moser scored with 21 seconds remaining to seal the deal for Cheyenne.
Looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession? Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Oh, easy. I think I'm good. You got my good side, right? Not too many lights. I don't want to get fried before my time. Oh, it's egg-tastic. You never know what dish you're going to end up in. My dream dish is a 99. It's so popular. Me and a fellow egg tag teaming with some crispy golden hash browns. Have you seen those hash browns? Those guys are shredded. Throw in some diced ham, onions, and melted cheese. Oh, it's a party for your taste buds. Oh, here comes Chevy. Hold on, Chevy. Did you guys get everything that you needed? 99. Here I come. Shots Crossroads. It's an excellent place to eat.
It's time for the Shots Crossroads and Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show. Now for a look at game stats and analysis. Let's go to the postgame show.
Final score, 2-0. Cheyenne does it with some heroics at the end of the game from the young man by the name of Zach Moser, the All-EDC player. We highlighted him in the pregame here today. Picks up goal number 15 on the year, the biggest of his career, to get his Mustangs back in the semifinals for the second straight season. They add an empty net goal from Hudson Ruth. 2 seconds left to make it 2-0, and Cheyenne gets the victory here today over the Minot High School Magicians. Nick Holberg and Matt Morelli here on the call today. First things first, Matt, well, it's good to see that. Let's start here. At least you didn't jump out of the press box, because this is a little further of a fall compared to the Pepsi rink at Mesa Arena, but that's the feeling for Magi fans each and every year, and no different here today. That really was a heartbreaker for the Magi.
Oh, God, it's frustrating that you're there, and you're right there. You have a chance. I mean, like you're saying, get to the end of the game, just weather that storm and the pressure that Cheyenne was applying, all that pressure late in the game. And it was, you talk about coverage and play in your own zone. It's such a big part of the game. Most people don't even think about defensive coverage. You have to know who to pick up, who to take when there's a shot. And we talk about front of the net, getting the sticks up. You can't, there's only so much a goalie can do. You can't fault Ostrom at all. It's just tough when the puck comes from the point and it's bouncing around, it hits somebody, and when it shoots out somewhere, you have to pick up. The first thing you do when you see a shot from the point is go pick somebody up, get their stick up. It's just simple, but guys get caught you get caught up in the game. Sometimes you get caught up by where the puck is, and it's tough. That's a hard one to swallow. It's going to sting for a while. But I mean, it's not much you can do now. You got to, collect your thoughts and think about it. It's going to be a tough one for a while, and then you're Minot. He's got to play Jamestown. It's like another year in the, like you're saying, another year in the loser side. Gosh, it's like if you're going to break these streaks and get respect from the Eastern schools, you've got to win that first game. So that's a tough one. That was a good game. I was thinking we were going to be headed for overtime, but you just never know in this game. There's always, when there's time, you that's not the time to let up. You can't have a letdown in any part of the game. Otherwise, you're like today, you're going to probably come up in the short end.
Final score 2-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Minot High will play Jamestown tomorrow at noon. We'll have radio coverage of that contest for you on the PSP Network. That game tomorrow starting at noon tomorrow. So join us at 11:40 for our Shields pregame show. Red River and Cheyenne play tomorrow night at 5:30. We plan on having radio coverage of that one tomorrow night as well. Dave Wilson and I will have the call. And then coming up in the second portion of our bracket here today, Bismarck Legacy, the 1 seed from the West, takes on number 4 Davies. We'll have a radio call of that one coming your way starting in about, well, let's call it right about 52 minutes from now is when they're going to face that off. So we've got a little break here. We'll take a break after the Shots Crossroads Planning Team Financial Advisors postgame show and then get set for the Shields pregame show for that one. But plenty to talk about here in our Shots Crossroads postgame show. It's also powered by Planning Team Financial Advisors. Hey, if you're looking for a full-service financial plan, or if you're planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. At Shots Crossroads, where team buses are always welcome. Their menu includes the delicious number 99. Order online, shotscrossroads.com. Again, team buses are always welcome at Shots Crossroads. Delicious stuff. I could go for a piece of banana cream pie right now. I'd be eating my feelings probably. Being a Minot High fan, but credit Cheyenne here today. They had a good game plan that worked against the Magi that struggled to score goals 5-on-5 through the middle portion of the season. And power plays were a non-factor today because there was only one of them in the game. Minot High went 0 for 1 on the ServPro power play. Here's the game reset tonight, brought to you by our friends at Prestwich Orthodontics. Wishing everybody the best of the luck at tournament time. Win-win when you've got confidence in your smile and your game at Prestwich Orthodontics. Visit minotbraces.com today. Start here. No goals in the first, no goals in the second. There was nothing even in the scorebook in the first period. No penalty time on either side. A high sticking call was charged at 6:25 of the middle period on Hudson Ruth. That gave Minot High their first power play. And the Magi were unable to score on Swanson. Nobody scored the second. There were a pair of penalties called at 13:58. Easton Panasuk and Jaden Roars went to the box on coincidentals for roughing. Shots in the first period, 14-5 Cheyenne. Shots were 11-5 in the second in favor of the Magi. And shots were 11-7 in the third. There's only one gap in the numbers here, and that's that on the 30th shot of the hockey game, the puck got past Blaze Ostrom because it was Zach Moser that tucked it in. And Moser, again on the season, scoring his 37th point of the year to make the hockey game 1-0 in favor of the Mustangs. That was it until 2 seconds remained when Hudson Ruth put in an empty net goal. Zach Moser had the assist on that play. 2-point game for Moser and Ruth as they assist on each other's goals. The other assist went to Jaden Rogan here for West Fargo Cheyenne. Final shots of the game, 30-23. Cheyenne won that column here today. Face-off category, Cheyenne won that as well, 25-27. Quality scoring chances, they had Cheyenne with 9, Minot High with 5, and the final is 2-0. Time for our move of the game here today, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Jobbers can help you with your moving and storage needs. Jobbers has locations in Minot, Bismarck, Fargo, and Aberdeen. It's Jobbers Warehouse and Jobbers Moving and Storage. Well, the move of the game, obviously the game winner. When you get a kid that scores with 21 seconds left in the contest, that face-off, bad save from Ostrom, right place, right time. No question there. Move of the game Zach Moser scoring his 37th point of the year.
Well, you need your top guys to come up big at big times, and it just that's a tough one to that's a tough one to swallow for Minot. You're in it and you're there, and you want to give yourself a chance at the end of the game, but you see how one letdown, one missed coverage, it is so important. I mean, I think the guys were a little worn out at the end there. For Minot, I don't know really why they didn't call a timeout to get the guys rest. It's a head scratcher. But I mean, if you're Sheyenne, yeah, you got to break. They got to bounce. They probably had a couple other missed chances where they had easy opportunities for goals and just didn't convert. Well, they converted at the right time, but you can't blame Ostrom on that. There's nothing you can do on that. You talk about picking up a guy, getting their sticks up. You have to know what to do in your own zone when you're under pressure. We just we gambled one too many times, and it cost Minot. So that's it. But I mean, you play tomorrow. You're gonna have to shake it off. You're gonna have to somehow gather your thoughts and think. We play Jamestown tomorrow. Let's do you want to play on Saturday or don't you? So you have to think. I think we got knocked out by Jamestown last year.
That's right.
So it's like going to be a good game. They'll be same thing. They'll be with Minot. They want to play another game too. They don't want to finish with 2 straight losses. If you're Minot, you've got to just rally. It's the last game for the seniors. Do it. You should want to have a good team game and be ready. But yeah, otherwise that's a tough game. That was I thought for sure be looking for overtime, but that's the way hockey is. You just never know with talk about deflections and greasy goals, and it wasn't the prettiest for Sheyenne, but just took the right time and the right break for them.
They got it done when they needed to. Thanks to the move of the game by Zach Moser. 37th point of the year, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Time for our MVP of the matchup here today. The MVP brought to you by Sport Clips. Sport Clips will help you look your best with the MVP haircut experience. Sign in with a hairstylist online today at Sport Clips. Well, not often you get a kid that is on the losing side that's the MVP of the game today, but I sure thought Blaze Ostrom played real well in this hockey game today. Blaze was sensational, to say the least, here today, helping Minot High get to the position they were in with a chance to win late in the contest. Give credit to Swanson as well. I thought he fought the puck a little bit here today, maybe for Sheyenne. He can't do that tomorrow against Red River, that's for sure. But today I think that Blaze Ostrom, in my mind, was the player that really stood out to me. Any argument that Blaze Ostrom is our player of the game?
No, he kept him in it. He was tested. I mean, he just did enough to make the saves he had to. It just kind of unfortunately caught a bad break there late in the game, and that's not the goaltender. It's just the way it is. You realize how these hockey is a team game. You need everybody. You just have to have everybody at the top of their game. You can't have any slip-ups. Down here, there's not a lot of room for mistakes. The Eastern teams are just too good. They got too much skill. They're good skaters. They're always pretty much well coached. They don't usually take a lot of dumb penalties. And it was good to see Minot. We stayed out of the box today, but it's tough. That one gives you a little bit of a gut ache. I'm not going to lie to you. And I think if you're watching your mind, I'm sure the players, same thing. They played hard. That was a battle. I mean, that was as tight as you can get. You had exciting action on both sides. Minot probably caught a few breaks there at the end, but either way, you just have to realize it takes a complete game, especially at the state tournament. You're not going to get any free passes from the Eastern side. They're too tough. They're good. They play the tougher schedules, and there's no other way to say it. And they deserve to move on. They played just maybe a little bit better. They seemed like they had maybe a few more opportunities. We were kind of streaky at times. We're good, and then we'd have a few times where we tough time in our own zone. But that's the way it is. That's the game, and that's unfortunate. Somebody's got to take it on the losing side, and if you're Minot, you got to suck it up. You got to rally, and you got to try to forget about this. It's going to be. It's nothing worse when you got to sit and go through the day and knowing you're on the loser side, but that's until you can do it on a regular basis, that's why you're saying, that first game is so important. Get to that winner's side. The way it goes.
That's the way it goes. Well, great job, partner. Fun one here today. If you're a Sheyenne fan, not so much if you're a Magi fan, because 2-0's the final in favor of the Sheyenne Mustangs. Well, we've got Legacy taking on Davies. Next, we'll reset the cockpit. If you're on the YouTube channel, you'll have to hop out and go to the YouTube channel to find the next broadcast with Legacy and Davies. Dave Wilson will have the call with me for that one coming up. Matt and I will be back in action tomorrow morning. Jamestown and Minot High right here at noon. Join us at 11:40 tomorrow. Till then, Nick Holbrook signing off for my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Borelli. Big thank you again here today to David Benson and John Grubb for joining me, and Mr. Bob Gillen. Nick Holbrook signing off. 2-0 Cheyenne over Minot High. Until next time, please have a good night and God bless.
For a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Point. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
Oh, easy. I think I'm good. You got my good side, right? Not too many lights. I don't want to get fried before my time. Oh, it's egg-tastic. You never know what dish you're going to end up in. My dream dish is a 99. It's so popular. Me and a fellow egg tag teaming with some crispy golden hash browns. Have you seen those hash browns? Those guys are shredded. Throw in some diced ham, onions, and melted cheese. Oh, it's a party for your taste buds. Oh, here comes Chevy. Hold on, Chevy. Did you guys get everything that you needed? 99. Here I come. Shots Crossroads. It's an excellent place to eat.